apart from that wonderful run at the Euros 3 years ago where everything seemed to go right for them. It's in evidence again here. Can they test this new German backline for this tournament of Schlotterbeck and Rudiger?
And that's the question, isn't it? They're disappointed at the Qatar World Cup, didn't they? Ended up finishing bottom of the group. Weren't fancied coming into this tournament.
So we're underway here in Dortmund as Leroy Sané gets the ball across inside the penalty area. Germany looking to make a fast start, and Denmark will clear away out for a Germany throw. So Germany looking to reach the quarterfinals of a major tournament for the first time since 2016. Denmark, surprise semi-finalist 3 years ago, hoping to disrupt the dream as Toni Kroos sends it all the way back to Manuel Neuer, who is in goal for Germany. The back four of Kimmich, Rudiger, Schlotterbeck and Raum. Ahead of them it's Andrich and Kroos, with Musiala, Gundogan and Sané supporting Kai Havertz up top as Kroos has it in the centre of the park for Germany, playing from right to left in this first half here in Dortmund on 5 Live and BBC Sounds, as Gundogan just slips on the halfway line and Thomas Delaney manages to get a foot in for Denmark and send it over the halfway line, looking for Rasmus Højlund up front, the Manchester United man, but Denmark then commit the foul on the halfway line, and Germany will stand over it with Robert Andrich.
Yeah, Schlotterbeck actually, huge evening for him, replacing Jonathan Tah, doing well there, stepping in front of Højlund, popping the ball off, his team winning a free kick. He's going to have a big night though.
Here is Schlotterbeck over to the right hand side, and Joshua Kimmich, who's made that run, intercepted though by Denmark as they advance towards the halfway line. Joachim Mæhle though is well brought down, and here is Gundogan, central position midway through the Denmark half, and now Havertz into the penalty area, right hand side. He's got Musiala as an option just outside the 6-yard box, but Havertz instead opts to go back to Robert Andrich, and Andrich picks it up in the bright orange boots and the bleached blonde hair to match his white shirt and white wristband for this evening, as Kroos has it just outside the centre circle. So Denmark with Schmeichel in goal. They're playing with a back 5 at the moment with Bar, Andersen, Vestergaard, Christensen and Mæhle. Ahead of them Delaney, Eriksen and Højbjerg, with Skovlsen providing support for Rasmus Højlund up front as the ball is out of play for a Germany throw. It's been a good start here by the hosts, the favourites, and Denmark under pressure, cleared away by Christensen at the back just outside his own penalty area, picked up once more now by Germany on the halfway line, and Schlotterbeck sends it forward to Andrich. Now Rudiger down the right hand side once more to Kimmich. Andrich picks it up, right hand side of the area, swings the ball in, and it'll be picked up on this left hand side by Raum, down to the byline, pulls the ball across, cleared behind for a Germany corner. They are all over Denmark in the opening 3 minutes here.
Well, they are, and I think it's to be expected. No surprise there. There's a deep cross from right to left, and Alexander Bar, the right wing back for Denmark, just misjudged it, and David Raum, the German left back, took a good first touch, but Bar, to his credit, got back and blocked the cross.
Cleared away by Crystal Palace's Joachim Andersen for this Germany corner, taken from the left hand side, swung in high and headed in. Perfect start for Germany, and it's Nico Schlotterbeck who rises highest and gets his first goal for his country. What a moment for him, but could the celebrations be curtailed here? Michael Oliver is in conversation with İlkay Gundogan, and Gundogan is asking Michael Oliver, well, what's going on here? On the pitch, the goal has been disallowed. Let's see what VAR have to say about this, and Kasper Schmeichel is looking to take this free kick quickly. Now, inside the stadium, nobody knows what's happened, and because we've restarted, VAR, whatever it is, have had a look and they're happy. We're going on, it's still 0-0.
Yeah, well, I can only assume there was a foul on Kasper Schmeichel. Schlotterbeck got up brilliantly and nodded the ball in, but he was only a couple of yards out, so must have been a foul on Kasper Schmeichel. I'm like the rest of the people in the stadium, none the wiser. Haven't seen anything back on the monitor yet. Michael Oliver went early, didn't he, with the decision?
Yeah, and they must have been very happy indeed, because as we say, as soon as you restart, VAR can't do anything. So we are hearing that it was a foul. that's been given in there. Not seen a replay, and again we're waiting because they are putting up these explanations on the screen, UEFA, to tell fans what's happened when VAR decisions rule things out, as Denmark pick it up just outside the Germany penalty area. Here's Højbjerg, he's well dispossessed by Andrik, and Musiala will work it out to this left-hand side. Well, almost what a start for Germany. They then switched off, and Denmark almost got in the other end as it goes out of play for a Germany throw right in front of Nagelsmann.
Yeah, lively start to the game, I like it. Goal ruled out at one end. Just having a look what it's for again. Maybe it was, I think initially it was I don't see there's a lot wrong with that, you know. Maybe Gundogan, I'll tell you what it was Joshua Kimmich blocking one of the Danish defenders and allowing Schlotterbeck to make the run. So it was a good spot from Michael Oliver. There was no foul on Schmeichel, that's what I assumed, but the correct decision.
Yeah, good spot, Chris Sutton. Was, again, we say inside the stadium. I'm not sure any fans will know why that was ruled out. It took a few replays for them to show us the correct angle. As Musiala comes down the left-hand side for Germany, still 0-0. Denmark win possession with Højbjerg. They've lost it though, and here come Germany once more with Kroos. Squares it out to Kimmich. 25 yards out, Erst to shoot, does shoot, good save, Schmeichel punches it behind for a Germany corner. Oh, that was a wonderful hit by Joshua Kimmich, and Schmeichel equal to it.
Yeah, that ball stays hit. 25 yards out, right-hand side of the box. Fizzes the ball with his laces, and Schmeichel is heading into the top corner with a bit of fade on it. Schmeichel gets a big right fist. Puts it behind for a corner.
It is relentless from Germany at the moment here in Dortmund. 6.5 minutes gone in this last 16 clash. And we are still goalless on 5 Live and BBC Sounds as Toni Kroos over to the far side to take this corner. Swings it in to the far side, looking for Schlotterbeck once again. He gets the header in again, and Schmeichel's had to pull that away from the far post. I think that header might have been drifting wide, but again, Schlotterbeck towering over the Danish defence, wins the header. And maybe it did need the touch from Schmeichel. Yeah. It's another Germany corner.
Couldn't take the risk, Schmeichel, as Toni Kroos stood the ball up deep to the back post. Flighted ball. Schlotterbeck got up superbly. Heading, I think it's hitting the post, but Schmeichel tips it round.
So another corner for Kroos to swing in. This time Rudiger's in there. It bounces off the back of his head and heads out to the left-hand side of the penalty area. And now Denmark on the counter with Christian Eriksen over the halfway line. The red shirts are streaming forward. Poor ball though from Eriksen. He was put under a bit of pressure. He rushed the pass, trying to find Rasmus Højlund, his Manchester United teammate. And Germany can intercept. Time to catch your breath, Chris Sutton.
Yes, Sane, who started off that right-hand side. Poor Germany actually getting back and putting Eriksen under a little bit of pressure while he made the pass. The pass wasn't weighted strongly enough. End to end though, Germany have had the better of it, but Denmark showing when they do counter, they can be a threat.
Joachim Andersen has fouled Jamal Musiala on the halfway line, and Michael Oliver, who of course knows him so well from their Premier League clashes, just having a little word with the Crystal Palace man as Germany in possession on the halfway line. Goalless here on 5 Live and BBC Sounds as Raul dinks the ball over the top looking for the run of Gundogan, just breaks down for Germany, and Andersen is there once again to clear away for Denmark. He's been busy in these opening exchanges as Kai Havertz sends it back to Toni Kroos. Be interesting to watch Havertz, Chris, tonight. Of course, all that discussion about whether Füllkrug should be starting. Havertz very much defended by Julian Nagelsmann in terms of what he brings apart from goals. Just that one so far for him, the penalty against Scotland at this tournament. But whether he feels he's got a bit of a point to prove, or whether he feels actually the backing from his manager, which was detailed in terms of the tactical analysis he gave of what Havertz offers, whether he can just shut out any public reaction and calls for Füllkrug to start, as Neuer has it just outside his own penalty area.
I think Kai Havertz is used to the public having the say on him all his career.
Here is Andrik, plays it out to the right-hand side, and Kimmich up against Joachim Mähle. And Kimmich will opt inside to Andrik once again, looking for Sane, cleared away by the towering figure of Andreas Christensen.
Kimmich
gives
them great balance. The German team down that right-hand side at right back plays his football for Bayern Munich in a central midfield position. I think he prefers that position, but Nagelsmann likes him out wide.
Yeah, he is happy to fill in where necessary. It's something he's had to do throughout his career, but as you say, central midfield is what he loves. As Havertz into the area on the volley, saved by Schmeichel. That wasn't all that convincing from Kasper Schmeichel. Caught it sweetly, Kai Havertz, sent it towards the bottom corner, and Schmeichel has parried it behind for a corner.
Tell you what's a brilliant run from Kai Havertz. In between Vestergaard and Anderson. And the ball, it drops down, left-footed volley, doesn't catch it cleanly enough. But Schmeichel makes a bit of a mess of that, really. Fumbles it wide, got away with it, didn't time his dive correctly, but a good run from Havertz.
Denmark trying to dig in here. Relentless pressure from Germany. He's opening 10 minutes as the corner is swung in from the right-hand side, and Andrik is there, wins the header, straight at Schmeichel. How many warnings do Denmark need here?
Do you know what? It really surprises me when you look at some of the giants the Danes have in their team. That what's that? 3 corners now, and I think the Germans have had first contact on them all. There's something which is something the Danish have to address.
Absolutely, as Germany have it in the centre circle. You've got Yannick Vestergaard, Andreas Christensen and Joachim Andersen. As the ball is swung in from the right-hand side and claimed by Schmeichel. Out of those two, Vestergaard and Andersen and Christensen in particular are huge, and Andersen is so good in the air, and he's not short either. Just when you put him next to 6'6" Yannick Vestergaard, he loses a couple of inches. But yeah, this is a concern for the Danish manager Kasper Hjulmand, who's out on the edge of his technical area as Denmark look to play it up towards the halfway line, but they just cannot retain possession at the moment. Germany looking so bright. Musiala down, Michael Oliver playing advantage as Zane plays it out to Andrik just outside the centre circle, and Germany will slow the play down with Nico Schlotterbeck, who thought he got his first goal for his country inside the opening minutes, but good spot by Michael Oliver. Saw a foul by Kimmich in the build-up. I have to say, I still don't think we've seen an explanation for that by VAR on the screens, which have been working well at this tournament. Maybe we missed it. Little ricochet inside the penalty area, won't fall to Gundogan, and Denmark can play it away down the left-hand side with Myler up towards the halfway line, but they can't keep possession, they can't keep it in at the moment. Denmark straight out of play for a Germany throw.
Germany really controlling this game. The Danes can't get up the pitch.
Here comes Germany once more. Musiala tries some range, drags it wide.
Well, Musiala starting narrow off the left-hand side. And really good feet. Jinks away, I think it was from Højbjerg, centre of the pitch. Had the option of sliding Kai Havertz into his right-hand side. Didn't, took the shot on from 25 yards. Didn't get the connection he wanted. Dragged the shot wide of Kasper Schmeichel's right-hand post.
Well, what are we? Less than 13 minutes in, and Kasper Schmeichel is already taking as long as he can over that goal kick. Those are the jeers and the whistles you heard inside the stadium here in Dortmund. To be fair, from a tactical perspective, it's not a bad idea at all, because Denmark just can't get a grip of things at the moment, and they've given it away. Ball into the area by Gundogan, can't be trapped by Zane, and it's through with Schmeichel once again. He bowls it out underarm.
Just forced that a little bit, Gundogan. Lovely turn from him in the centre of the pitch, and Zane had made the run in between the Danish defenders, but couldn't find him. Pass too heavy.
Denmark in possession outside their own penalty area. Yes, good runs being made by Leroy Zane, the former Manchester City man, now at Bayern Munich, as Eriksen picks it up on this left-hand side for Denmark and dinks it forward. That's a decent ball. Højlund will chase. A little bit of pressure there for Kimmich, but he deals with it well. And it's cleared away by Antonio Rudiger. Delaney will bring it down under pressure from Gundogan. The whistle goes and Denmark have a free kick. But yeah, just on Sané, it's his first start of the tournament. Julian Nagelsmann saying, you know, it's just going to take him a bit of time before he's back into the swing of things. He has struggled with injury at times for Bayern this season, particularly just before the Euros. Came back in their final friendly against Greece, but will have been frustrated not to have been starting.
Yeah, I'm surprised a little bit with the change, because Wirtz has played pretty well. He's maybe a little bit more direct than Wirtz. Wirtz has probably got a better eye for a pass.
So free kick to Denmark. It's whipped in by Eriksson, who I think Højlund might have been having a shirt pulled there. He didn't really protest. And Germany clear away over the halfway line, and here goes Sane. He's got Bar with him. Bar trying to hold him up as Sane waits to see if anybody's going to arrive in support. Might go to lone here, Sane. Was he pushed down right outside the D? Yes, he was. Couldn't stop him any other way there, Denmark. And it will be a free kick to Germany. Central position, couple of yards out from the D. Good run by Sane. Andreas Christensen just with the little push there. So far it looks as though he's escaped a yellow card there from Michael Oliver. Positionally, could have gone into the boot.
I think Sane does brilliantly initially with his run, and then he drives at Bar. Denmark get players back, spotted the gap, went beyond Christensen. I don't think there was that much contact there. I think Germany fortunate to be awarded the free kick, but this is a great range. The perfect range, I think, 25, 26 yards out. Tony Kroos looks like he's all over this. Suits a right footer.
Yes, Kroos is standing over it. David Raum is there as well. But Tony Kroos, playing in his 7th major tournament, goes for the curler. And the ball does its job. Deflection, out of play for a Germany throw.
Couldn't quite get the elevation. It's a good wall. The wall jumps. So Højlund and Christian Eriksen. The old draft excluder there. I don't think anybody wants that role.
Germany in possession on the halfway line. Yeah, they used the height all right there, Denmark. Need to do a bit more of that in their own penalty area, defending set pieces when the corners come in, as Andrik has it just outside the centre circle, plays it forward to Musiala. He's dispossessed, and little triangular passes won't get Denmark out of trouble. Musiala has it now on the left-hand side. Bar wins it and sends it out of play for a Germany throw.
No, they're not letting Denmark settle, are they? Denmark cannot get any rhythm, any flow, really, to their game, and that's down to the Germans being brave with their press.
16 minutes gone here on 5 Live and BBC Sounds, and it is all Germany at the moment, but currently still in Dortmund. We're goalless as Kimmich has it over on the right-hand side. Here is Leroy Sane, as all around this stadium the Germany fans, most of whom are clad in white shirts, rise to their feet and clap their hands together and cheer on their side. Momentum has been building here in Germany. The positive feeling of getting through the group stage as group winners. Yes, they needed a last-minute equaliser to do it, but they got through. They won the group, and they're building that energy. As Kai Havertz builds down the right-hand side, Kimmich with the delivery in. Good header away by Denmark this time as Raum picks it up. The Germany left back just outside the penalty area and pulls it back to Tony Kroos. A hush, an expectancy settles around Dortmund as Havertz picks it up again, right-hand side of the penalty area. 2 red shirts with him, so feeds Kimmich once more, and now Andrik as lightning flashes in the dark sky above us. Rudiger's cross into the area, takes a little deflection, and Schmeichel, all in green, gathers gratefully.
Yep. Well, the Germans have done pretty well with Kai Havertz, is always looking to move in behind the Danish back three. I do think at times the Danish are defending and sort of saying, well, you can have the ball wide and cross it in, and we're going to get our centre backs to deal with that. They have to give up something.
Cheers again as Kasper Schmeichel took a bit of time over releasing that ball, but Denmark have it midway through the Germany half, and Eriksson trying to play it forward to Rasmus Højlund. Can't find him inside the penalty area, and Germany will clear away. It's picked up by Joachim Andersen as Kasper Hjulmand, Danish manager, on the touchline, claps his hands together. What a ride it was for them into the latter stages of Euro 2021 3 years ago. The devastation of what happened to Christian Eriksen in their opening game. The delight when the news came through that he was okay. Not felt just by Denmark, but by the whole of football. And Denmark did something quite remarkable after that. That run to the semi-finals, the team spirit, the unity, the way that everything came together, the passion, the pride with which they played. That's what they need here. As Eriksen now on the ball, sends it out to the left-hand side, and Mæhle picked up by Eriksen once more. He's well pressured by Andrik, and Mæhle has it as Denmark are forced back to Pierre-Emile Højbjerg, the Tottenham man who squares it in field. to the former Chelsea defender Andreas Christensen. And now Højbjerg has it once again. Mæhle's made a good run in a bit of space, but not opted for by Højbjerg. And on the halfway line, Andersen will pick it up. And Denmark come forward once more, but yes, couldn't follow up that run to the Euro semi-finals with a decent showing at the World Cup. They went out in the group stages in 2022, bottom of the group, scored just one goal, and goal scoring has been the issue for them over the last few years, particularly against the big sides. They are enjoying their longest spell of possession here, though. Inside their own half they may be, but it's just trying to knock Germany out of their rhythm. Germany, who thought they got ahead inside the opening minutes, but Schlotterbeck's header was disallowed by referee Michael Oliver for a foul by Kimmich in the build-up. And Denmark can come forward now with Andersen, sent it over the top, looking for the run of Christian Eriksen. Beautiful touch, brilliant block, Rudiger, Denmark corner. Oh, that was gorgeous football all round.
I thought Christian Eriksen may have drifted just offside. It's a wonderful ball from Andersen, and Eriksen has a lack of pace, so he had to time his run perfectly. As I say, I thought he went a bit early, took the touch, tried to bend it into the corner past Neuer. Wonderful first touch, but Rudiger got back and made a crucial block. And now here is a chance for the Danes.
A corner which Christian Eriksen will take. It's in front of their fans, who are a packed wall of red and white behind this goal. He takes it short to Andreas Skov-Olsen, who now swings it in left-footed. Really poor delivery, cleared away easily by Kroos, and then Højbjerg has shoved over Musiala, and it's a free kick to Germany midway through their own half. Now Michael Oliver, it's a good starting pace for a sprint there from Michael Oliver, out of the blocks very quickly to make sure there were no afters between Højbjerg and Musiala, which there weren't. And Germany in possession over on the right-hand side, but he is being targeted, Musiala.
Well, he is, and for obvious reasons. Don't want to allow him to get his head up and drive with the ball. He's such a talented player.
And the whistle goes once more, this time in Denmark's favour. Rasmus Højlund brought down, and Denmark have a free kick just inside their own half.
It's a stupid foul from Schlotterbeck, who's gone into him from behind. Højlund takes a decent first touch, gets his body in. You just feel the Danes are growing into this game now. Got a foothold.
Yes, have they weathered the German storm, which is perfectly paralleled by the pitch black clouds above our head and the flashes of intermittent lightning as they send the ball into the area. Denmark cleared away by Schlotterbeck. Delaney won't bring it down for the Danes, and Musiala can't do so either. Neither really can Højbjerg. Then tussling with Musiala, clears away. Michael Oliver happy with that challenge. Højlund heads it down, and Andrich gets the foot in for Germany. All just got a little bit scrappy in the last few moments, but I think that will suit Denmark because Germany were purring, and at the moment they have been knocked out of their rhythm as Denmark have it over on the left-hand side. Already we know the first quarter-finalists at Euro 2024. Switzerland knocking out Italy, the defending champions, by 2-0. And the winner of England's tie against Slovakia will face Switzerland in the last 8. You can hear that on 5 Live and BBC Sounds. 5 o'clock tomorrow, followed by Spain against Georgia. And for all the reaction to today's games and a preview, of course, of England's last 16 tie, download the Football Daily from BBC Sounds as Toni Kroos loses possession and Christensen is driving over the halfway line for Denmark. Here is Højlund. Rudiger stepping up from central defence into midfield, tight to him. So Delaney sends it out to this left-hand side, and Mæhle in field to Højlund now, edge of the area, urged to shoot by the Denmark fans. Germany get a foot in, but Eriksen picks it up once more. A little touch taken by Mæhle, who blazes wide on the angle at the near post.
Mæhle's got to cross that in. Actually a really good spell these last 5 minutes for Denmark. The ball, I don't know whether it was meant to be a cross from Eriksen, left-hand side of the box, but he fires it in, and Mæhle takes a brilliant first touch, actually, with his right foot, and then just loses a bit of composure and lashes wide of Neuer's goal with his left foot.
So Neuer playing out from the back, and it's the Danish fans' turn to jeer and boo as Germany's number one took a bit of time over that, as Rudiger will pick it up in the right corner flag position for Germany and clear over the halfway line. Christensen gets there ahead of Havertz. Both players wincing as they come away from that. Christensen's gone down, Havertz 2. Ball's gone out of play, but Michael Oliver is stopping play here to allow the medical staff from both nations to come on and just check on Andreas Christensen and Kai Havertz.
Yeah, it's a nasty clash of heads, isn't it? Both players committed and end up cracking skulls. Time for a breather. Christensen, I've got to say, he's gone down. He looks pretty groggy. Havertz on his feet. Oh, it's a nasty one, it really is. You need to take the time with head injuries.
Yep, Christensen heading the front of his forehead onto the side of Kai Havertz's head. Havertz is up, Christensen is still being treated. Just incidentally, we don't have concussion subs here. You don't have them in UEFA competitions, so, you know, of course they've got 5 substitutes to make. He can come off, but, you know, it is still a talking point. So Christensen still getting treatment. As Denmark still 0-0 with Germany, having escaped that early goal from Schlotterbeck, ruled out for a foul in the build-up by referee Michael Oliver. And Denmark looking to do what they did against Germany in the 1992 Euros final. It is their only major tournament win, one of the biggest shocks in Euros history. And the remarkable thing is, they weren't supposed to be there, Denmark. They'd failed to qualify, but they were drafted in 10 days before the tournament started after Yugoslavia were banned due to international sanctions, scraped through the group stage, beat the Netherlands on penalties in semi-finals and stunned Germany in the final, despite being on the back foot for most of it. And the man in goal who made some key saves, the father of this man inside the penalty area, Kasper Schmeichel, who's now getting back into his 6-yard box as Germany come forward down the right-hand side. Leroy Sané still goalless here on 5 Live and BBC Sounds as Kimmich picks it back up. Andreas Christensen is back up to his feet and back on the pitch and back in that 5-man Danish defence as Rudiger has it just inside the Danish half.
Yep, just trying to probe now. The Germans are. Haven't got Tony Kroos on the ball enough. You see him dropping in to make it a back 3 at times. Tony Kroos, but patience there.
Another flash of lightning illuminates the sky above us here in Dortmund as Havertz picks it up on this left-hand side, and all the Germany fans in front of our press box stand up to watch Musiala drive towards the byline. Good sliding challenge by Vestergaard, gets to his feet quickly as well, plays the ball away, but Germany have won it back with Schlotterbeck, who's then lost it and is now out of position. Denmark's still midway through their own half, but they've worked it nicely out to the right-hand side, and they're being screamed forward, urged forward by their fans behind the goal they're attacking. But again, Rudiger does so well as Højlund tries to get onto it. Rudiger takes charge, intercepts and sends it back to Manuel Neuer, 0-0.
Yeah, there were question marks, weren't there, about Rudiger, whether he had a slight hamstring niggle. The ball played down the right-hand side for Denmark. Got to say, Højlund's got to do much better. Centre forward, hold the ball in. He didn't, allowed it to run through, and Rudiger mopped it up.
Germany give the ball away, and it's picked up by Thomas Delaney. Sends it forward to Christian Eriksen. And now back to Andreas Christensen, who will just slow the play down and squares it to Yannick Vestergaard. And again, I think Kasper Hjulmand will be pleased with this. And Vestergaard will as well. Talking about being underdogs coming into this game, he said, I think we're quite good at being annoying. and that is what Denmark are trying to do, as David Raum picks up Andreas Skov Olsen, who'd gone down underneath his armpits and hauls him up unceremoniously, and Skov Olsen just walks a little gingerly away. But I noticed as well in the build-up to this, Chris Sutton, that a lot of the talk in the German media, of course, as well about the football, has been about Germany's training camp, which has been plagued by mosquitoes in Bavaria. Apparently they keep having to hide inside from them, and maybe Denmark can be that little irritating insect buzzing around and trying to nick the ball as they've done here. Here is Rasmus Højlund driving past Rudiger this time, but Kimmich comes back and covers and sends it back to Neuer. But got the better of Rudiger that time, but that's Germany working well defensively as a unit, and Kimmich helping him out as Gundogan has it midway through the Germany half, 0-0.
Yeah, they've just lost the way a little bit, Germany have, and Denmark having a good spell.
Germany play it forward out to the right-hand side. Won't reach Havertz though. Sané had gone central there, but Denmark with the interception, and Eriksen and Højbjerg pass it between them, and out to this left-hand side, and Mæhle. Højbjerg has it once more. You and I were talking off air before this game about the importance of players like Eriksen and Højbjerg as a dagger of lightning flashes down through the clouds above the stadium here. Denmark pick it up on the edge of the penalty area. Ooh, foul right on the edge of the box. Definitely outside. Great position this for Denmark, and Michael Oliver's just giving himself a little bit of thinking time. Is he going to brandish the yellow card as well? At the moment, doesn't look like it. We had a similar one at the other end, Chris Sutton. I know you didn't think that one was a foul, but I wonder if Michael Oliver is thinking about that, or is he going to book Antonio Rudiger there?
Well, it's Mæhle who does well. I think it's Andrich who actually makes the challenge, but this, what an opportunity this is for Denmark. They worked the ball from left to right, actually did brilliantly. Bar crosses the ball in, goes all the way through the box to the left hand side, and the foul is committed. And Christian Eriksen, this stinks of Christian Eriksen, doesn't it?
He has the ball in his hands. He places it almost exactly in the middle of the D. It's just left of centre. Andreas Skov Olsen's come over as well, but surely, this is only one man's. Christian Eriksen with this free kick for Denmark as they bid to take the lead here in Dortmund against Germany. It's Eriksen. It's straight into the wall. It comes back to Højbjerg, who drives into the penalty area. Right-hand side ball right across the 6-yard box. Evades everybody in red and goes out of play for a Germany throw as the Denmark fans, who are about to get absolutely soaked behind that goal, start to raise their voices as the rain starts to absolutely pelt down here in Dortmund.
Yeah. The heavens have opened, haven't they? Blimey. The cross was strong from Højbjerg, too much, and it fires it all the way across for a German throw-in, but they're pressing the Germans high up the pitch now.
Yeah, it's been a really good response from Denmark. They were completely dominated in the first 20 minutes, but Germany didn't find the breakthrough. And Denmark have come back into it in terms of possession, not maybe in terms of making Neuer work, as Raum picks it up for Germany. That's a good ball. Gundogan couldn't take it in his stride, but Musiala has, then tried to find Gundogan once again. And Kasper Schmeichel, first time, clears into the night skies and out of play for a Germany throw. Still goalless, 32 minutes gone. Chris Sutton.
Really good tracking back that was from Alexander Ball, the Danish right wing back. Looked like Germany had a 2v1 there, Musiala and Gundogan. He got back in the nick of time.
Here they come centrally now, Germany, with Toni Kroos. And again, as with Luka Modric, the questions over that retirement. There are no questions with Kroos. He says he will retire from football at the end of this tournament. He has reversed international retirement before, but he's been clear about it. Every game could be his last, as Denmark have it on the left-hand side of the penalty area. Good block away, and now Germany are roared forward by this capacity crowd here in Dortmund. It's Sane over the halfway line. Højbjerg slips. Sane still going. Loses his way eventually. Runs into Mæhle, who's done really well there, and Delaney can clear out of play for a Germany throw.
Yeah, but you heard the German fans get excited because Sane was driving at the Danish back line, and Denmark have been braver. They were short on bodies at the back, but Sane beat Mæhle once and then went back to try to beat him again. That was the issue. Should have been more direct.
Here is Gundogan, out to the right-hand side he goes, and Mæhle intercepts. He's having a good game at the moment at left wing-back. Joachim Mæhle is a huge player for Denmark. So impressive when they reached the semi-finals of the Euros 3 years ago. Delaney won't keep that in over on the far side. But interesting you talk about bravery there, Chris. I think, for the first 15-20 minutes, it was a case of let us just, by any means necessary, keep the ball out of the back of our net, and they only just managed to do that, Denmark. But he did talk about it, Kasper Hjulmand, before the tournament, saying we need to have the courage to play with the bigger teams, and they are showing that now, Denmark.
Yeah, they are, and of course the message would be to stay in the game, try and get a foothold, and they have done now.
Here comes Rasmus Højlund, but he's lost possession, then went sliding in on a surface that is suddenly slick. Missed his challenge, and Gundogan is driving forward for Germany. Still goalless here on 5 Live and BBC Sounds as Gundogan sends it out to the left-hand side, and Kroos in field now to Sane, edge of the D, plays it into Havertz. It bounced off Havertz, won't reach Sane, is cleared away by Denmark. And you can just hear a bit of frustration creeping in from the Germany fans inside the stadium as the rain continues to pour down here, and all of a sudden, Chris, conditions have completely changed out there on the pitch.
Oh, wow.
And there is our first real rumble of thunder. And it was a big one as well. Lightning has been darting down like a dagger from the sky in the last 5 minutes as Havertz darts into the penalty area, right-hand side, but can't retain possession. And cleared away by Joachim Mæhle, and the storm here in Dortmund is right above our heads. It's thunder, then lightning, thunder, then lightning. And the energy on this pitch, will it match the tempo as well? Now, as we say, thunder and lightning, thunder and lightning. Michael Oliver is saying too much of it. Let's take the players off for now. And the fans around this stadium are booing, but, they're entitled to do this. It happens regularly in other leagues, in America, for example, if there is too much lightning. Not sure the players are too impressed with this, but as we say, we did have a couple of flashes in quick succession of lightning, and it just flashes once more. But what do we think, Chris Sutton?
It's the players' safety is of paramount importance. The rain actually looks like it's stopped now, hasn't it? But the lightning has forked lightning above in the skies. I've never known a night like it, Vicky.
So all the players are coming over to the side of the pitch. It's unusual, this. I'm not sure I've ever commentated on a game with a lightning break, but we know, as we say, that it does happen. And as Chris says, Michael Oliver's quite right. And it is forced lightning as well. It's not sheet lightning. It's not rumbling just in the clouds above us and providing that sonorous sound, but not coming down.
What's the big difference? Is there one you can play in? The sheet lightning?
Well, I'm no weather girl, but sheet lightning is where it just rumbles across it flashes across the underside of the clouds, whereas the fault lightning is more dramatic. I could be completely wrong there. Please do get in touch with us here at 5 Live if you're a weatherman and you want to explain. So players temporarily off, we are temporarily suspended. Hopefully they will be back on shortly, and let's hand you back to Steve.
Thank you very much. Well, let's keep you guys with us as well, because I get the impression this is something that can change very quickly. We'll bring Rob Huth in as well. Rob, you said you were confident. I won't lie. I turned my Zoom camera off so that I could see you, but you couldn't see me. You've been kicking every ball.
Yeah, good start, wasn't it? First 50 minutes, certainly Germany were a better team, had a few chances. Obviously, disallowed goal. But the Danes found a way back into the game. But it's a first for me as well to have a game stopped because of thunderstorm. So not too sure what the procedure is with this.
Yeah, well, it's, as soon as they feel it's safe to continue, they'll continue, I guess. It's I don't think I've seen it many times, certainly, but let's hope they don't have to be off for too long. On the disallowed goal, Rob, you were very much up in arms at the time.
Yeah.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because Kimmich doesn't necessarily need to block that man. Yeah. Schlotterbeck looks like he's winning that header anyway.
Yeah, it's clearly something that worked on the training, isn't it? The block that looked like it was studied rather than on the spot. I don't think Kimmich needs to look at the man. I think that's the sort of the big giveaway where the ref calls a foul. But yeah, as you said, I was jumping up, celebrating the goal, only to be quickly disappointed. But exciting first half.
They did well though, Chris. Denmark, didn't they?
They did.
I was literally about to say see out the storm, unironically, but now that I've started saying it, I've sort of had to finish.
Yeah, and it's absolutely belting it down again. It's got a lot windier. We're actually getting wet, and we are well under the stand. Just on the Kimmich block. I don't think he had to be so obvious with it, because when you look back, it was the right decision. He could have been cuter with it, really, and just got in the Danish defender's way and checked him. But the fact he body slammed him, that was a good spot from Michael Oliver. Just to say here, Steve, the players are heading to the changing rooms, so it's not going to be a quick restart here. And I think the challenge is the rain is absolutely pelting it down. But I've been at some games during this tournament. Slovakia-Romania was the same. There was a storm halfway through and an enormous lightning strike that we heard reports afterwards they had actually struck a tower behind the stadium. Now, at that point, there was no suggestion that the referee was going to bring the players off. I think the challenge here, and again, if you're a weatherman, please do get in touch. It'd be lovely
lovely to know the forecast for the next half an hour. But the lightning's been here for the last 5 minutes or so. So I don't know at what point you say it's safe to come out. Is it when the storm completely passes? Because they played through about 5 minutes of it with a lot of lightning. Or do they just wait for it to move on a little bit?
Well, I think when it thunders, Vicky, then you... Or is it when it... Which way round is it? When it when there's lightning and then you start counting, then you know how far away it is in miles, Vicky.
Close thunder and close lightning is basically right above us. Which is what happened, to be fair.
Is that right?
Who are you asking? You asking me?
Yeah,
you asking
Steve?
Just
Listen, guys, your meteorology
sure
sounds pretty good to me.
Don't you count the seconds in between the thunder and the lightning?
And that should be however many miles.
Or kilometres.
Yeah.
Thank you, Rob.
Depends on how quickly you count.
In
seconds,
it is a
ideally.
Are we doing miles or kms?
Do you know what? One thing I suppose, Chris, that is worth mentioning, and at the minute we don't know what's going to happen, but I can remember from Euro 2012, I'm pretty sure then there was a game in Donetsk where France were playing and the rain got so torrential that they literally had to basically say, forget about this, we'll try again tomorrow. But that was because the pitch got absolutely sodden. I'm looking at the rain. It is incredible, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it was really heavy a few minutes ago. Now it's absolutely bucketing it down.
And
it's unbelievable. I mean, just imagine the most torrential rain you could ever imagine, and it's 10 times worse.
And we've just had a notice flash up on the screen as if it needed to be confirmed. Due to adverse weather conditions, the match has been suspended. Further information will follow shortly.
That's helped everybody.
German weather for you, eh?
Do you know who it hasn't helped, Chris? Probably. In a weird way, it hasn't helped Denmark because they were just growing into it.
No, absolutely. I think the message before the game would have been, it's hailing now. I mean, big hailstones. Blimey, amazing. It was when we arrived at the stadium earlier, it was boiling hot. I was worried about, didn't have enough suntan lotion on. But you are right, Steve. The fact of the matter is, before the game, I think it would have been, we know what Germany are going to do. They're going to come at us really fast, and they did do. They weathered the storm. I've got to say, a couple of the Kasper Schmeichel saves were absolutely outstanding. Kept them in it. And then 20 minutes, they had a little passage of possession and kept the ball for a minute, 2 minutes, and thought, you know what, this isn't so bad. And then they've got a foothold in the game, but they haven't really tested Manuel Neuer.
Steve, can I just say, the weather here still is just getting worse and worse. You might be able to hear the sound of hailstones bouncing off the stand, the yellow stand above our heads. Over to our left in that huge yellow wall stand, that big single, very steeply banked stand that is so famous when the Borussia Dortmund fans fill it. You've got fans from the first 15 rows that are getting absolutely drenched because there's not too much wind in here right now, but it is blowing towards those supporters. So even though they're under the roof, they're getting absolutely soaked, and they're all clambering up the grey seats, which are now empty in front of us, going down the gangways. I'm sure a few of them are off to get a beer. And the huge montage of Germany flags that we saw before the game in the stand away to our left, the red, black and yellow flags. People are now holding those individual flags above their heads, desperately trying. And we've got a leak in the roof above us. It's got a leak in the roof above us as well. So we need to go and get one of those flags, Chris Sutton, and put it above our heads. Producer Rob's got his towel out and has put it over the kit, which is more important than us, I know, but still. Producer
Rob has also got a cagoule on. I mean, selfishly, he's brought himself a cagoule and not one for myself and you, Vicki.
Knowing producer Rob as I do, I'm in no way surprised that on a previously hot day he had a cagoule with him.
That's unbelievable planning.
Are you two all right where you are, or do you need to go inside? Because if you need to go inside, we can crack on. It's not a problem.
To be honest, I think the first option will be to get under the table, and then it will probably be to go inside. But yeah, I mean, in all seriousness, it's not ideal with the enormous drops that are now dripping down. And obviously, we're sitting in the press box. There's a lot of electrical equipment. I'm just looking around, and there are a few producers, particularly, that are just looking a little bit concerned here. But producer Rob's got his cagoule. You know, if necessary, Rob will take the cagoule off and put it over Chris Sutton and I and hold it over. Oh, now Rob is just holding his hand over Chris Sutton's head. I think he'd rather have the cagoule, Rob, but thank you very much.
It's only
it was
a few
nice
drips.
idea.
There's only
listen,
a few drips.
guys,
I've worked with a few drips in this tournament.
Listen, we've got...
Now, sorry, Steve.
Go on,
I
sorry.
feel like this is just weather commentary, but we now do have the waterfall of Old Trafford away to our right. It is absolutely pouring off the roof of the stand away to our right. There are 2 Danish fans in a Danish flag dancing up and down. It's falling just between the stands and the seats on the front of that lower tier, and they're desperately trying to sweep it away, both from the cables that are down there, which are where a lot of the TV cameras are, and also to keep it off the pitch. Now, there are little slopes around the pitch, so hopefully that should be all right. But I mean, do you know what? When they came off initially, I thought this is probably going to be, hopefully the storm will pass, but the rain now is the issue. And again, if you look to our left, there's another waterfall that's come away to our left. That is pouring down the stand away to our left, over on the far side as well. Furthest corner seems to be doing all right so far, but I mean, honestly, these sort of weather conditions, I've not seen this at a game before that I've worked on.
I would say,
reminds
Vicky...
me, Steve.
Go on, sorry, Chris.
I need to clear my gutters at home. That's just reminded me.
I would say this game is under jeopardy now, Vicky.
I think it is. And again, and we have to say, actually, the lightning has stopped. The skies are still very dark, but there's no more lightning. Can't hear any thunder at the moment. But it is absolutely torrential now. We've got hailstones that are standing on the pitch. That's how big they are. You can see, looking out, it's like teeny miniature footballs. And there is a sole lone football that has been abandoned by the players and the officials as they ran down the tunnel into the changing rooms with this match suspended due to the weather. There is a lonely football, only one left, just sitting on the halfway line, surrounded by teeny tiny miniature replicas of it that are made out of hail. And again, the waterfalls are pouring away to our left, away to our right. I think you're right, Steve. This game is in jeopardy. And you have to say, actually, Michael Oliver's made a really good decision. He took the players off when it could have been dangerous because of the lightning. And actually, they wouldn't have been able to stay out much longer anyway, given the amount of rain that was coming down. Although, Chris Sutton...
But it does look like there is... Well, I've not seen any lightning for a while now. There is the issue with the waterfalls in the stadium. But
how does the pitch look?
Yeah.
Does the pitch look all right still?
Lovely and green.
Lovely and green.
Steve, was there a time limit on when they have to restart the game, or is it?
Don't think so. Certainly not a pressing one.
No.
I should just say I think there's been a bit of a mix-up because we asked for a precipitation expert and they've sent us a property expert. Evening, Dion.
Good evening. How are we?
Very good. This is remarkable, isn't it?
I've never seen scenes like this before. Vicky explained it brilliantly, and I mean the amount of water that's falling on the fans and in the seats, well, it doesn't seem to be bothering them at the moment. They're all singing away. But yeah, I've never seen it like this before. And I'm pretty sure I was with Vicky. Whether we had, did we have lightning at one of our games, Vicky?
We did. I was mentioning that earlier, Dion. It was Slovakia against Romania. And do you remember that huge bang that we heard?
That was
and
one.
I thought it was a flare going off. And apparently, after the game, we heard reports that it had hit a tower behind the stadium. And
exactly.
That was... It can get really dangerous. It can.
I know, Vicky, as well. They've got, like... big storm drains there because we had some really bad weather at that stadium for Georgia Turkey. So, I mean, look, at least they have the ability, hopefully, to take a load of this water away at short notice. I cannot believe this is the conversation we're having.
They're in the corners and there's probably 6, 8, 9 of the ground staff sweeping all the rain away into the storm drain.
And they are standing very close to, nigh underneath that waterfall. And I think there's an interesting discrepancy here. I think there are almost 2 teams of stewards here that are sweeping the water away. You've got the cagouled stewards and you've got the non-cagouled stewards. The cagouled stewards have gone, actually, I want to go get a bit of protection. And the non-cagouled stewards have gone, no, straight to the storm drain. Here we go. Let's sweep the water away. Maybe. It's a bit like you and I and producer Rob, isn't it, Chris?
Rob could maybe go down and lend his cagoule to one of the guys.
I think at heart, Rob Huth, you're a non-cagouled steward in this situation.
I don't even know what a cagoule is, to be honest. I've been listening to this conversation for the last 5 minutes.
It's a big waterproof coat, Rob.
Right, there you go. Why did you say that?
Because it's called a cagoule.
Because it's called a cagoule. Rob doesn't know what a coat is. He used to play for Middlesbrough where they're illegal, so...
Cagoule. Right, I need to Google that, but yeah.
Have any of you ever been in a situation like this as players, with a break like this for weather?
I've never, well, I've never had a break for weather, not at all. I mean, myself and Sutton and Hoofy would have just played in whatever comes, you know.
You would not have played in this.
Well,
You just got on with it, Steve.
Oh, come
The thing
on.
about it is, were those protocols in when we play?
I'm not that old. Come on, dear.
Were they?
Rob said he's not that old.
Well, my time then.
Yeah, I came off actually for Stoke. We played, I can't remember who we played, but we had hail coming in sideways. And that hurt, to be fair. So I was kind of happy to walk off for 10 minutes.
That is the thing, though, Vicky. Like, we saw the hailstones. They looked absolutely massive.
Yeah, and to be fair, they were pretty much already off the pitch. They were all standing under the stand because Michael Oliver had already taken them off because of the lightning. So the players weren't out there when they came down. But I have to say, the skies are clearing. The waterfalls are slowing, although, I mean, that is what a ridiculous statement to say inside a stadium. And, you know, like you touched on there, and we can see here in the stadium, the fans are taking it in good spirits. We've had people dancing under their national flags in the water. We've had a lot of people moving away from where that rain is falling so they don't get in the splash zone and don't get soaked by the waterfalls. But there is no more rain falling from the sky. It's just falling from the stands. We're seeing a little bit of late evening sunshine just trying to squeeze its way through the dark clouds which are away to our left. The floodlights are on.
You're getting mixed up with the moon.
It could well be the moon. It's too strong to be the moon. Boo. It's definitely the sun, but it will be the moon soon.
We do have a bit of
Told you we
breaking
weren't
news,
weathermen.
actually. Some breaking news that we can read. So BBC Sport understands that Chris and Vicky, you were both warned to bring a coat tonight. That is new information that's just
I
been.
think you
I've
need
just
to check.
had that.
You need to check your sources, Steve.
It is only one source, to be fair. It is only one source.
I've got a cagoule and an umbrella in the hotel room, and I thought we'd been warned by yourself, Dion, actually, and Ian Dennis. When you sat here, you said, "Oh, there's so much sun. You'll need a bucket hat. You'll need sun cream." And as Chris Sutton says, that was the case. But at no point, Deno, did you mention that we might get soaked by a waterfall if it rained.
Did you say a bucket hat or a bucket?
A bucket for your head. You could use as a hat. It was absolutely roasting.
Right, what would you say, Vicky? Been off for about over 10 minutes now, probably, something like that?
Yeah, I would say so. The match was suspended at 34 minutes 46 seconds. So it is now
16 minutes, wow.
Yeah, 16 minutes. Oh, that's very quick maths, better than mine. But yeah, so about 16 minutes or so. But I guess the thing is as well, when the players come back out, they're going to need to warm up. There's no point bringing them back out, and actually they will have access to, you know, the weather apps inside, and I'm sure they'll be looking at it and getting on rain radar or whatever the equivalent is in Germany.
The players?
No, Michael Oliver.
Oh, right.
The responsible official in the middle, but yeah, probably not the players, but yeah, there's no point in bringing them out and then having to bring them all off again. So, you know, we're still waiting as the fans are here. Again, I have to say, everybody, apart from the people who've tried to run away from those waterfalls, people are just waiting in their seats, waiting to see what happens.
Very, very strange. It's a strange one, Vicky, because, I mean, about 10 minutes ago, just looking at the rain and the hail, I was thinking this has got to be in severe jeopardy. Now looking at it, the picture does look a bit better to me. I mean, I know UEFA have said they're going to make an announcement at some point.
I wish they'd hurry up.
Yeah, I know. I think we all do. Yeah.
It's okay now. I mean, you know, I'm not a UEFA official, but the rain has died down. I don't think there's anything. Michael Oliver is walking down the tunnel.
Oh no, he stopped. Oh, that was very dramatic, wasn't it?
Drama.
A 180-degree turn, just as we thought we were going to get some news, and then yes, he's turned around and gone back down the tunnel.
Can you imagine Sutty as a UEFA official?
No, obviously not.
Well,
bad idea.
I tell you what, with some of my contacts, don't rule that out in future.
We've had a text in on 85058, no name on this one. This commentary on the Lightning is better than listening to an England game.
That's a fair statement.
Leave it out.
Yeah. Just you wait. Just you wait when England get going.
Well, I'd love this game to get going at some point.
Steve, can I just say as well, in terms of, you know, what
say
they're
whatever
going to
you
do.
like, Vicky.
No, I know. Let's go through the whole thing. Oh, Chris, it might be time to bring out our off-air conversations about if games stop. Chris and I actually found out that we have a bit of a singing tradition past. So maybe if it's delayed for an hour, we might have to break into song for you. He's giving me a
no,
very
I've
dodgy
got it
look
now.
here.
There
I was
I
going with
think,
that.
Dion,
You were
I
going
think
with
there is
that.
no delay big enough to want to hear Chris Sutton sing.
Absolutely.
I think, well, the Denmark fans are just livening up. I think they've heard something.
Maybe
So
the
I don't-
waterfall's
I don't
stopping.
think, I don't
Maybe
think
that's
me
what they've
singing
heard.
is going to be possible because I'd like to do my full version.
the 12-inch version.
So moving away from singing, in terms of what might happen with this game,
Yes.
as we say, look, the skies are clear,
coming
the
out.
rain has stopped, and the players now are moving down
Yes.
the tunnel. So we might have a dramatic 180 like Michael Oliver's just done,
So
but it
here-
looks as though they're going to restart. Huge cheers as the fans see the players come back
Here
out on
they
the
come,
pitch here.
Steve. So me and Vicky, we were talking about our favourite hymn, Steve. So have a think about that, your favourite hymn.
Well,
What's it-
actually,
what's
I'll tell you.
what's the text? 85058, and then let
That's
us
the
know
one.
your favourite hymn.
Okay, sorry, actually breaking news. Attention please, match will resume shortly. So there we go, we are getting back underway.
Okay.
Straight
and
back
we
in.
can focus on the football.
All I
And
would
not the singing.
say, Robert Huth, is I don't think it's any coincidence that as soon as someone suggested Chris Sutton might sing, the players immediately came back to the pitch.
Well, I think God may have intervened then and got the players out of the dressing room.
Let's just say, Chris, Wimbledon starts next week and you're no Cliff Richard.
That's very true.
Well, Dion, thank you so much for joining us
No
for a little bit. It's
problem,
nice to
mate.
see you.
Good to see you, mate. It's been a few days.
Are you doing the telly highlights?
I'm doing telly highlights
Right.
tonight. Yes, we're on late tonight. I think about 11:30.
You'll be on even later now.
You're absolutely right.
I tell you what, Dion, if you've got 5 minutes, stay with us because I think the players are going to warm up here. So it'll be a mini warm up. It won't be the full one, obviously, but we might have to break into the hymns after all. But let's
Fear
hope
not, Vicky,
Yeah.
because we've got the two of you and we've got Robert Huth. And if Dion stays with us for another 2 minutes, then we actually contractually have to pay him. So
Carry on then. Let's keep talking. Keep talking for as long as you like, please.
give us one on what you've seen so far, though,
I've
Dion.
enjoyed the game.
Yeah.
I think it's been a really good game. Both really going for energy. It's a lot better than the game that was on earlier, let me tell you. Italians were woeful, but these are two sides that have set up well. Really good football. I'm loving. I think Sane's playing well, really well. Quick feet. Musiala, as we know, is outstanding little footballer. But I'd have to try and nullify Kroos on the ball because he picks the right pass all the time, executes it well, and starts everything off. So yeah, a good game. Could go anyway.
Good man. Enjoy telly.
Thank you, sir.
Speak to you soon.
See you guys. Take it
Dion
easy. Stay
Dublin,
dry.
who
See you, Dion.
came
See you,
into the
Dion.
rescue to help us with the weather. Rob, can you remember that game you were telling us about at Stoke and what it was like to kind of go in, have to come out, have to start again? Because as Vicky's saying, they're now going through a second warm-up.
Yeah, no, it definitely wasn't as long as this. It was literally just sort of seeing the bad weather out. I would probably say maximum 5 minutes where we just literally stood in the tunnels till the weather went over, and then we just went out and got on with the game. But clearly it's taking a bit longer over there, but glad to see it. We starting soon. Not sure how much of the warm-up they needed again, to be fair. You know, you're still full of adrenaline, so it doesn't look like the most intense warm-up from here, so
Yeah.
it's just a bit of passing, so you might as well get the ball going.
I feel like, because this is only going to be like 4 or 5 minutes, by the way, before we get underway. I feel like, Rob, this benefits Germany because they have the chance to reset and almost try and find the energy that they found at kick-off. And then, even if they get to half-time without scoring, they get a further opportunity to do it in the second half. So would you expect in this few minutes that we're going to have to play before the later half-time that we see the Germany 100 miles an hour like we saw from kick-off?
I'd like to think so, but in reality, you know, the sort of rhythm's been broken up a bit, isn't it? And I know you've got a few more minutes left to play in the first half, but to generate that sort of pace and energy that you had the whole build-up of the whole day really to start the game, which we did. We started really, really well first 15, 20 minutes. That break, I don't think it helped anyone, to be honest. I think it's just a bit of a hindrance for both teams. I think they're just trying to get through for the first half, get to half-time, reassess, regroup, and then all in for the second half. But I think these next few minutes, I think it just be a bit of a back and forth, get through it without anyone getting injured. The pitch will be a different pitch to play on. The ball we skip through a lot faster than before. So I hope they start quick, but all good.
I think you've got your wish, Robert. They are about to restart.
Yay.
So, yeah.
Can you remember where they have to restart from then?
Just kick it straight up. 50-50. Old school, like in the youth team.
Kick it straight up. I like that.
Yeah, there you go. None of this fair play, just up there.
Right, Vicky, it's all yours.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Robert.
Just
Thank you,
imagine
Dion.
if Michael Oliver did that, Vicky.
So here we go. The towel is removed from the kit in front of us. The waterfalls have stopped falling here in Dortmund. The sky, it's not clear, but it's not raining. And it's not hailing. And it's not thunder and lightning. And that's all we can ask for. So here we go. Back underway. And cheers ring around the stadium here in Dortmund. It is still goalless between Germany and Denmark in this last 16 at Euro 2024. We've got 10 minutes or so to play until half-time. And it is a fair point, isn't it, Chris Sutton? It's so hard to pick the momentum back up mid-game when you've had a stoppage that's as long as that.
Absolutely right. It'll be interesting to see if either team is really affected with the break. I think actually Steve Crossman made a fair point. Maybe Germany will be happy because they seem to lose the momentum the longer the half went on. This is literally a wait-and-see one, isn't it?
Still got drips raining down intermittently from the stands above us, but it is certainly out on the pitch a much better prospect weather-wise, and certainly the right decision to restart. The lightning's gone, the hail has stopped, and Germany play the ball over the halfway line. Headed away by Andreas Christensen for Denmark, and now Mæhle picks it up. Nice layoff by Christian Eriksen, but good interception by Kimmich. And now here goes Leroy Sané. Gundogan now over the halfway line, central position. They've got space for Ram on the left-hand side. Højlund came back, committed the foul. Free kick to Germany. Midway through the Danish half, central position, and again looks as though Michael Oliver might keep his cards in his pocket here, and Germany have taken the free kick quickly. Michael Oliver, I don't think, has spotted that. Then he says, absolutely, please do not do that. I'm not ready. And Germany will have to play the ball back midway through the Danish half and try something a little different than what they've just done.
Germans actually played really well through the Danish press, and there's Gundogan driving in the centre of the pitch, halfway inside the Danish half. Højlund got back and challenged him. I thought that was a 50-50.
Kroos plays it out to the left-hand side. Ram's delivery, and the header brilliantly saved by Schmeichel. Gundogan picks it up down by the byline as Germany come again. That is an outstanding stop from Denmark's number one as Kimmich sends it back into the area. Slotterbeck's there, sends it just wide. Oh, the fans on the far side thought that was in. It hit the side netting. But you said during this break, Chris Sutton, that Kasper Schmeichel's made some brilliant saves in this game. That was absolutely top-notch.
It was, but I just wonder whether the German public will be thinking, blimey, if Nicholas Füllkrug was on the end of that, that would have been in the back of the net. I thought Havertz should have gone back, across. Schmeichel, take nothing away from the save, it was absolutely brilliant. Havertz, 7-8 yards out, but he should be burying that. That's a golden opportunity, not taken.
Best Premier League return in terms of goals in the season for Kai Havertz at Arsenal. 13 in the league, 14 in all competitions. But that was the huge talking point ahead of this game. Füllkrug, who has scored all of his goals at major tournaments for Germany from the bench, 2 of them coming at these Euros, 4 in 6 appearances at World Cups and Euros, but not given the nods. He plays the substitute role so well, too well perhaps, says Julian Nagelsmann. The ball is all the way through with Manuel Neuer, but again Denmark looking dangerous around the penalty area.
They are, and I like the bravery. I think the manager talked about being brave, but it allows the German team, with Denmark defending higher up the pitch, just leave spaces in behind which you feel the likes of Sané and Musiala will eventually exploit.
Here comes Kimmich down this right-hand side. Plays it infield to Leroy Sané. 38 minutes gone in this delayed first half. If you're just joining us, we had a lengthy stoppage because of thunder and lightning and then hailstones, but we're back underway now. And it's still goalless here in Dortmund as Delaney won't keep that ball in, sliding on the slick turf, and it's a Germany corner.
Yeah, it's actually poor play from Delaney. Made the interception, took a really heavy touch. He goes up behind for a corner. Just seeing the Havertz header again. And I thought so initially. He heads it straight at Schmeichel. Just go back where the ball's come from. It's an easy finish.
Yeah, he's got to score that, Havertz. That will be a big talking point As the corner is swung in from the right-hand side, too much on it. And Denmark should deal with this with Delaney, but Schlotterbeck went tumbling. And Delaney's aghast, he's given away the free kick. And again, inside Dortmund, the noise rises.
That's a strange decision, I think. Schlotterbeck was trying to flatten Delaney, and all of a sudden Michael Oliver has awarded a free kick to Germany. I think he's got that one wrong. I may have missed something. I don't think so though, but Tony Kroos with his right foot from this angle plays across the goalkeeper's eye line.
Yes, it will be Kroos to swing it in. It's headed up but not quite away by Vestergaard. Havertz trying to get underneath it, doesn't know where it's gone. Denmark have a player down. They do manage to clear the ball out of the penalty area. Kasper Hjulmand is out raising his arms on the edge of the technical area, saying that should have been a free kick to Denmark. And I think he might have talked himself into a booking here. He has. The first one of the game. Michael Oliver comes over and he is going to book the Danish manager for dissent. Well, he's got good hearing if he heard it from over there, or the fourth officials told him. Germany in possession with Schlotterbeck, who had that goal ruled out inside the opening moments. Brilliant header, but a push by Kimmich, spotted in the build-up by Michael Oliver. And that is why we are still goalless, but Kasper Schmeichel of Denmark has been much the busier goalkeeper. A little bit for Neuer to do here as Højlund closes down that back pass, but Neuer lifts it out to the right-hand side. Kimmich on the stretch, won't keep it in. And Denmark have a throw, again attacking the end away to our right, which their fans are all behind in red and white. It's about 80% German fans inside the stadium here in Dortmund, as Eriksson, lovely touch again to send it to Højlund, out to the right-hand side, and Skov Olsen into the penalty area. Good run made by Barr, but can't pick out a teammate on the edge of the 6-yard box, but Schlotterbeck's lost it. Here is Højlund side netting. Angle was tight. Schlotterbeck has got away with one there.
He has done. He's got that in him for the national team. Schlotterbeck, that consistency. A lot of talk about him coming in and taking Jonathan Tah's place, but just dallied on the ball inside his own box, took too many touches. Højlund robs him of the ball and he lashes the ball, the angle against him a little bit, but that's a big chance for Denmark. He smashes it into the side netting, right-footed in the corner of the 6-yard box as Rasmus Højlund.
And Schlotterbeck now plays the ball to Neuer, and Rudiger will clear. Yes, this is his 14th cap for the German national side, Nico Schlotterbeck, but he's yet to really convince Nagelsmann. It was his first call-up under Nagelsmann when he was named in the squad for these Euros, in fact, and he's in for the suspended Jonathan Tah. Musiala trying to break down that left-hand side. Well intercepted by Barr, and it's out for a Germany throw, which they take quickly. It's goalless with 2.5 minutes to play until half-time. Big delay for the weather in this first half if you're just joining us. That is why we're still playing in the first half of this last 16 tie on 5 Live and BBC Sounds, as the ball is dinked forward. Kai Havertz controls it on his shoulder, cleared away by Rasmus Højlund, who used his shoulder there to good effect as well, but only as far as Rudiger and all the way back to Manuel Neuer. So all the reaction from today's action on the Football Daily, download that from BBC Sounds. Switzerland booking their place in the last 8. They could face England in the quarter-finals. England's game against Slovakia. Full commentary of that tomorrow from 5 o'clock on 5 Live, followed by Spain against Georgia as Havertz loses the ball down the right-hand side. And while you're on BBC Sounds, do check out our special edition of the Football Daily. Frank Lampard in conversation with Mark Chapman, talking all things England, how he dealt with pressure as an England player, and his thoughts on potential future managerial roles as well. You can download that special episode of the Football Daily only on BBC Sounds, as Kasper Schmeichel sends the ball out to the left-hand side, and the Danish fans, all as one away to our right, raise their arms in the air above their heads and start that slow clap, which has broken down because Germany have broken that Danish move down. Musiala goes down, fouled again, and he has a free kick on the edge of the centre circle. It's one of those with Musiala where I wonder if a Danish player at some point is going to end up in the book, and it might be their first foul, but I wonder if Michael Oliver's just tossing up the number of times Musiala's been brought down.
I just wondered there, Musiala turned inside Alexander Barr.
Oh, lovely free kick work by Germany, but Havertz can't find Gundogan with the final pass inside the penalty area, and Denmark will clear away. Højlund up against Andrich. Michael Oliver plays advantage to Germany, and they're in possession over on the far side. Goalless, 1 minute of normal time to play in this first half as Kroos slows the play down and finds Andrich once more. And now Rudiger to Kroos again. They've been the better side, Germany, no doubt about that. Here is Musiala down the left-hand side. Lovely footwork to get past Barr. Now up against Anderson. Lays it off to David Raum. Now back to Schlotterbeck. Every single player, bar Manuel Neuer, is inside the Denmark half as Germany look for the breakthrough late on in the first half here. It's back now with Schlotterbeck. Squares it to Toni Kroos and now Musiala. Interception by Delaney was a good one, and Denmark are looking to break, and that's a brilliant ball by Eriksson. It's Delaney bearing down on the penalty area, squares it to Højlund, who gets there, and Neuer just about gets enough on it. Brilliant goalkeeping by Manuel Neuer. Rudiger's down. He's really hurting trying to defend that Danish break, but Neuer gets a high five from Robert Andrich. And well does he deserve one. He's been questioned at times. He's made high-profile errors for Bayern Munich and Germany in recent months, but that was Manuel Neuer at his best.
It was, and it's a brilliant counter-attack from Denmark. Sloppy pass from Musiala in the Danish path, and Eriksson releases Delaney, right-hand side, who feeds the ball into Højlund, who gets there just before Neuer, but Neuer gets down to his right-hand side. Højlund tries to lift it over him, but enough of a touch and the ball scrambled to safety.
Yeah, it bounces off his shoulder as Denmark pick it up again. Rudiger, having gone down like he'd done his ACL, is fine. He's up to his feet and he's back in the back line as Germany still defend. We enter 1 minute of added time in a dramatic first half, even though it's still goalless. Partly because of the weather and partly there, almost late drama in this first period for Denmark as Anderson swings the ball in. Great delivery. Delaney's up there. Neuer's underneath it, and Neuer claims under pressure from Delaney. He raises his arms in apology, and Michael Oliver says, look, no more of that. Let's let Neuer play it out. And there is the half-time whistle. Well, quite a remarkable half there, Chris Sutton, not least because of the thunder and lightning, but we almost had a bit of a storming finish from Denmark.
Well, we did, and that was their big opportunity. There's actually a terrific break, and Højlund tried to lift it over Neuer, who just did enough, came out, closed down the angle, threw himself at the ball and got enough of a touch, and the ball was scrambled to safety. It's one of the, well, there were two parts of that half because we had the break. Germany started the first half tremendously well, had chances. Kasper Schmeichel made a couple of huge saves, and then when they came out after the rain break, Kai Havertz should have buried the header. They should have been one up, but Denmark, I tell you, the longer the half has gone on, there were two parts of the first half, they've actually worked their way back into it, and I think they'll go in at half time and actually be thinking, blimey, you know, we're well in this.
Yeah, forget a game of two halves. It has been literally a half of two halves. At the end of it, it's goalless between Germany and Denmark.
Right, you two go off and get yourself a cup of tea or something, because that was a long half of commentary.
Or producer Rob's
umbrella.
Kabul. Any of those will do.
Any of the above. Vicky, Chris, thank you. Rob, Huth and I will just chat for a bit and dissect that. If only, Rob, I knew someone who'd won a Premier League title with Kasper Schmeichel and could talk to us about that incredible first half performance.
Yeah, outstanding. Could have easily been 1 or 2 down in the first 15-20 minutes, but he kept it in the game, and you know, after the restart, much the same really. Fantastic save from Havertz header. Disappointed from the Germans' point of view, obviously, but yeah, I'm not surprised that Kasper can put out these saves in big moments.
He was actually under pressure, probably for the first time in a long time, for that number 1 shirt. Frederick Ronoff, a goalkeeper. I was going to say young goalkeeper. He's only about 4 years younger than Kasper, but obviously Schmeichel's just dominated the international scene for so long. Can you see the difference in Kasper Schmeichel when it comes to the biggest games? Because he does quite often seem to really, really perform in them.
You know what, the sort of the biggest attitude Kasper has, he treats every game as the biggest game. It sounds a bit of a dramatic sort of answer, but he's one of those intense guys that every session, every game is the biggest of his life, and that's the reason why he's gotten so far in his career, playing for Denmark for over 100 times, having success for his club's teams. But he is such an intense guy that he thinks about every action he does on the pitch. He prepares for a game, you know, as good as anyone that I've ever played with, and you can kind of see that intensity. And I think the only difference you might be able to see is I think he thrives under that pressure that someone wants to spot. I think he really likes that kind of, all right, let's see what you got kind of situation. I think for him to still be captain and playing for them, it's just, you know, just shows how much commitment he's got for both himself as a player and the national side.
Also a massive save at the end of the half from Manuel Neuer. Is that one where Rasmus Højlund should give him no chance, or did Højlund do pretty much everything he could and Neuer was just too good?
I think Neuer was just too fast of his line. I think he read the game brilliantly, or the play there, and he just, as keepers do these days, they just sprint out and make themselves as big as they get. And of course you need a little bit of luck, and I think it's fair to say that, you know, in that instance Manuel got a little bit of luck, because on another day Højlund might just get there a bit quicker. But fantastic saves from both keepers in the first half.
Did Germany sort of miss their opportunity? I mean, I know they had the ball in the back of the net and, you know, can see exactly why it was disallowed, but they were so dominant in those first sort of 10-15 minutes. Since then it's been pretty even. Yeah,
the Danes definitely got into the game, that's for sure. It kind of feels a bit like the more chances we miss or opportunities that we miss, the more likely Denmark is going to nick one on the other side.
Yeah.
Certainly Denmark had a few opportunities in the first half where, had the final ball been better or the final touch been a little bit more accurate, I could have easily nicked one, and then it's a different game. And that's the kind of feel it's got at the moment, which I obviously from a German point of view I'm not too keen on, but it's exciting to watch. But if the Danes get ahead, you know how stubborn they can get in the defence. So it's certainly not a game where we would take the foot off the gas. I think we just need to press on and sort of do what we've done in the first 20 minutes and sort of suffocate Denmark's attacking play.
Right, very quick sweepstake. I've got 67th minute as Fulkrug time. What are you saying?
Oh, very accurate. No, I'll give it a bit later. I saw 75.
75, all right, I've got that written down. Thank you, Rob. Speak to you shortly.
Yep.
Former Germany defender Rob Huth, part of the 2006 squad here in Germany. We are live in Berlin, the host nation, Germany. Germany 0, Denmark 0, half-time in their last 16 tie. Remember, already today, Italy out, beaten comfortably 2-0 by Switzerland. Second half commentary to come from Dortmund. We're going to hear from Harry Kane between now and then. Let's get the news first with Joe Critcher.
The voice of the UK.
And the home of the Euros and the general election 2024.
This is BBC Radio 5 Live.
Reform UK says it's dropped 3 general election candidates after reports they'd made racist and offensive comments. But the party says it still wants people to vote for them, as our political correspondent Alicia McCarthy explains.
It's too late to take them off the ballot paper, but the party was asked, OK, so would you encourage people still to vote for them, or what are you going to do? And they said, well, we'd encourage them to vote for the party in these areas because it's all about the share of the vote that Reform gets, and that's kind of important. So it's quite an interesting one. It's like we've dropped these candidates, but we'd still like people to vote for Reform, which is a slightly unusual position.
A woman's been arrested on suspicion of misconduct in a public office after a video was published on social media, allegedly showing a prison officer having sex with an inmate in a jail cell. The video was reportedly filmed in Wandsworth Prison in London. 7 people have been hospitalised after taking the sleeping pill Zopiclone. Cleveland police are warning a batch may be contaminated. The force is also investigating the death of a man who's believed to have taken the prescription drug. Spanish firefighters, police and mountain rangers have been joined by a small group of expert volunteers in a search for a British teenager on Tenerife. Jay Slater, who's 19, disappeared on the island almost a fortnight ago. Brigadier Cipriano Martin from the Civil Guard says it's very rocky terrain.
There are difficult areas, and we've given instructions for people not to risk their own safety. But there's something we need to make clear, which is that any area we don't go to, well, Jay won't have gone there either. You have to think about it logically. If I see there's vegetation in front of me and I'm going to get spiked and I can't get through, then he won't have gone through that area either.
And in around half an hour's time, Coldplay will become the first ever act to headline at Glastonbury 5 times. The record is currently held by The Cure, who've headlined 4 times.
Oh, it's our favourite place in the world. The wonderful bunch of people.
Catch Coldplay at Glastonbury. Lounging at home with Chris the Cat. Glastonbury, we bring it to you. Watch on iPlayer, listen on BBC Sounds.
This This is 5 Live Sports
with Steve Crossman.
Euro 2024 Deutschland.
Evening, welcome back to Berlin. We are live. It's Euro 2024. Last 16 ties have got underway. We are looking right down the street away from the Brandenburg Gate. Normally we can see the beautiful linden trees and the German flag and the Hungarian embassy in front of us. Now, of course, it is pitch black. Italy have already stared into the abyss tonight here in the capital. They're out of the Euros, beaten by Switzerland in our second and final commentary of the night. Half-time, Germany 0, Denmark 0. If you've just tuned in and wondering why it's only half-time, we had a big break for the stormy weather. Lightning, hailstones, big cracks of thunder could be heard inside the stadium, but we got back underway. It's 0-0 at half-time, second half commentary on the way, as is a bit of Harry Kane. First of all, Louis Hinchcliffe has secured a place at the Paris Olympics with victory in the men's 100 metres at the UK Athletics Championships. Daryl Neita, also an impressive winner in the women's 100 to secure her place at the Olympic Games. Catherine Merry has the details.
The final event of the first day was the women's and men's 100 metre finals. Daryl Neita and Imani Lancico have booked their ticket for the Paris Olympic Games in the women's 100 metres. And Louis Hinchcliffe and Jeremiah Azu finished 1 and 2 in the men's 100 metres. The new kid on the block, Louis Hinchcliffe, Alison Kirbishley, came and delivered in the rain.
Didn't he just? I mean, it very much went to script, both 100 finals, but Louis Hinchcliffe, to be able to come here with a lot of pressure on his shoulders, already posting the 6th best time ever, winning the NCAAs in 9.95. The young 21-year-old just held his own in terrible conditions, freezing cold, but he just looked so composed, and the screams of joy at the end was just fantastic to see. All his family here from Sheffield, mum, dad, brother and sister, they're all absolutely over the moon that he's on his way to Paris now. And Jeremiah Azu, after a very difficult season with injury, great to see him there as well.
And there was a huge smile from Hinchcliffe's coach. 9-time Olympic gold medalist Carl Lewis was beaming with delight. It really did cap off a good first day of action here. A good first day as well for the British women. Cindy Sember and Molly Caudry booking their spots on the Paris team in the hurdles and in the pole vault. And Josh Kerr has qualified for the men's 800 metre final tomorrow, which will be one of the finals to look forward to on our second day of action here in Manchester at the UK Athletics Championships, incorporating those Olympic trials.
Elsewhere, India have won the men's T20 World Cup. They beat South Africa in the final by 7 runs. Captain Virat Kohli got 76 and helps them win their first World Cup for 13 years.
This is an amazing game. I was telling Rohit today when we went out to bat, I was like, one day you feel like you can't get a run, and then you come out and then things happen. God is great. I bow my head in gratitude. I'm just really grateful I was able to get the job done for the team. It was now or never kind of a situation. I knew my last T20 game playing for India, it's the last World Cup that I was going to play. So I wanted to make the most of it. And this was our aim. We wanted to win an ICC tournament. We wanted to lift the cup. And as I said, it was the occasion that helped me to put my head down and just respect the situation rather than trying to force things out there and just really play the game that my team wanted me to play.
That's Virat Kohli. England's men and women have comfortable wins over France in the Rugby League today. At the tennis in Eastbourne, Daria Kasatkina won the women's title. Taylor Fritz claimed the men's title, and Red Bull's Max Verstappen is on pole for tomorrow's Austrian Grand Prix. England's round of 16 match against Slovakia here at Euro 2024 kicks off at 5 o'clock tomorrow. Of course, you can listen to it all on 5 Live. Let's hear from the England captain, Harry Kane, who's been speaking to correspondent John Murray.
The most important part of the tournament is the part that really matters now that we're getting into. I feel like in every tournament you kind of build into it with just, physically how sharp you are. After a few games you're kind of really at the peak of your powers, and that's what you need going into the last couple of weeks of the tournament. So I'm feeling good. Obviously my record is pretty good in knockout football, so hopefully I can continue that tomorrow night.
How do you sense it is within the camp, and having topped the group and then turning the page towards the knockout stages?
Everyone seems on the same page. Everyone's in a good place. Training was really, really good today, really sharp, and I think it's that stage where there's enough kind of talking, and you're just ready to get out there and play and prove that we can do well in this tournament. So it's going to be a tough game. We know that. We've prepared well, like we do with every game, and now it's just about going out there and executing it under the pressure.
And just finally, do you have that feeling that you are now at this stage going to be able to show your true selves?
Yeah, I think this is, like I touched on at the start, this is the part that really matters. This is the part you're going to be remembered for. So we know how tough it's going to be. I think the group games were perfect preparation of knockout football, because they're going to be tight games, they're going to be close, as most of the time they are. So we've obviously had good preparation in that, and now it's just about going out there and doing what we've done in past tournaments. So I know a lot of people expect us just to win comfortably tomorrow, but it's going to be a really tough game, and we know that. So we're going to have to be ready and fully on it if we want to get through to the quarter-final.
More from Harry Kane and England manager Gareth Southgate speaking to John Murray on the Football Daily podcast. One other bit of news for you: Marseille have announced that former Brighton boss Roberto De Zerbi will be their new head coach. Second half commentary on the way then very, very shortly from Dortmund on Germany versus Denmark. Rob Huth's with us. We've got Vicki Sparks and Chris Sutton inside the stadium. Chris, Rasmus Højlund certainly can't say that he hasn't had the opportunities now.
Yeah, do you know what, though? I've got to say, I thought Neuer was superb for that chance.
Yes.
I thought he did everything right, Højlund, in terms of all he could do is try and lift it over Neuer, but Neuer got there in the split of time, really. But that was a well-worked move, wasn't it? A great counter-attack. And Denmark, the longer the first half went on, they actually had that threat. But from a Danish point of view, you're thinking, how many more big opportunities are they going to get like that?
I've gone 67, Rob's gone 75. What minute do you think is Fulkrug time, Chris?
That's a good one. It's 71.
71, in the middle, bold. Well, we'll find out. Vicki.
Thank you very much, Steve. Yes, welcome back here to Dortmund.
Vicki, what do you think?
I think going right in the middle is very tactical, isn't it?
I should have gone under, I think.
No, I think... All right, I'll go under then. What was the first one, 65? I'll go 64. Because it's always really annoying if you win by 1 minute.
67, go 66.
Denmark are ready to get us back underway here in Dortmund. Well, whether it's minute 65, 66, 71 or any minute you would like to choose listening at home, I'm sure Niclas Fulkrug will be on at some point as Michael Oliver comes over here to the near side. Now he's calling over Christian. We're about to get it. We were about to get underway. Kasper Schmeichel is coming over as the captain. So is Ilkay Gundogan. Christian Eriksen is in the vicinity, but just jogging away. Michael Oliver has spoken to someone on the touchline, and now is coming over. And I wonder. Oh no, dear! They're looking up at the sky again. And I wonder whether they've been told that this storm potentially is going to return. But let's see. We were about to get underway. The players now are looking up the sky and squinting. It's completely dark now inside the stadium. We've got the floodlights and we've got the illuminating the fans and the yellow stands. The sky is dark. There's no rain coming down. There's no lightning. There's no thunder. Michael Oliver is now going to talk to Jamal Musiala and Tony Kroos. And again, everyone's looking at the sky. Chris Sutton, we can only assume that there's more concern about the weather here, potentially.
Or somebody's seen a UFO. I really don't know. They're looking at part of the sky which we can't see. But all I would say is let's get on with it. And hopefully the weather will stay off.
Yeah, it's completely dark. There's nothing in the sky that we can see. So anyway, we are now about to get underway. Yes, here we go. I was loath to say it until the whistle actually went, but we are now underway for the second half of Germany-Denmark here on 5 Live and BBC Sounds. And Denmark are in possession. No changes for either side at half-time. But, we touched on it there, Chris. That is the big question, and I'm sure the one that will have been discussed here in the stands in Dortmund at half-time. When will Niclas Fulkrug, who scored the late equaliser against Switzerland in the final group game that saw Germany top the group and set up this tie with Denmark, when will he be coming on?
Yeah, that's a great shout. Big debate that, isn't it? And on his home ground as well. He's been the go-to guy from the bench for Germany. We'll see him at some stage, I'm absolutely sure of that.
Yeah, 4 goals and 6 appearances at major tournaments for Germany. All have come from the bench to have been at these Euros. And as Chris Sutton says, I'm sure the many Borussia Dortmund fans in the crowd here who are here supporting their national team will be absolutely delighted to see their man come on, as Kimmich has it just inside the Danish half and Rudiger sends it back to Andrich. So, as we say, no changes at half-time. Neuer, who made that brilliant save from the one-on-one with Rasmus Højlund just before half-time, is in goal. The back four of Kimmich, Rudiger, Schlotterbeck and Raum. Schlotterbeck, who had a goal ruled out in the opening minutes for a foul in the build-up by Kimmich. Ahead of them it's Andrich and Kroos, with Musiala, Gundogan and Zane supporting Kai Havertz up top as the flag goes up against Kai Havertz. And perhaps that's a good time to just reflect Chris Sutton on that huge headed chance he had. That was a good save by Schmeichel, but it was straight at him. And again, it just stokes the fires more of that debate, Havertz or Füllkrug.
Yeah, it's a chance where you think that Füllkrug, because that's one of his greatest strengths in the air, he would have buried that. But as if buts and maybes, I understand Nagelsmann sort of having both of the players and using them, both rotating them. They both have different attributes.
Whistle goes as Rasmus Højlund is fouled, and Denmark have a free kick a third of the way inside the Germany half. So Schmeichel in goal for Denmark. The back five of Bar, Andersen, Vestergaard, Christensen and Mæhle. Ahead of them it's Delaney and Højbjerg, with Eriksen in the 10 behind Skov-Olsen and Højlund, who are really pulling wide as forwards. But it is a fluid forward line as well for Denmark. Højlund sometimes goes through the middle as that lone striker. Eriksen swings this free kick in to the far side of the area. It's headed back across by Vestergaard. Skov-Olsen will pick it up, edge of the box. Højbjerg now sends it in. It's just over the head of Delaney. Germany struggling to clear, and Denmark drive it into the bottom corner. Joachim Andersen of Crystal Palace has put Denmark ahead against Germany. Wild celebrations, sheer Danish delight in the end away to our right. The fans, some of them have got their hands on their head. They cannot believe it, the Danes. And I think the German fans are of the same opinion as well. It's a brilliant finish. It puts Denmark into the lead. Although, having seen a replay, there may be a check for offside, but as it stands, Denmark still celebrate as Michael Oliver has his hand to his ear.
Yeah, I think there is a check for offside, of course. I've got to say the finish from Andersen is absolutely brilliant. Left-footed, the ball just sits up for him, 8, 9, 10 yards away from goal. He lashes it in, but initially with the cross, when the initial ball was whipped in from the right-hand side, there was the initial flick. I thought Andersen, I've only seen it once, looked like he was in an offside position. But I've got to say, that was a striker's finish from Andersen, and a nervous wait now for the Germans.
It was a super goal. It is his first for Denmark if it stands. Now Michael Oliver is just holding his left hand up, palm outstretched, just to say, just wait for the restart. And Germany, to be honest, don't even have the ball on the centre circle.
Tony Kroos has knocked the ball back.
Yeah, a few mind games here. They're saying this is going to be ruled out because they've played it back to Neuer. Let's see. Offside is given, and the goal is ruled out for Joachim Andersen and Denmark. And listen to the celebrations around the BVB Stadion in Dortmund. Well, we've had a goal ruled out either piece right at the start of the first half for Germany, right at the start of the second half for Denmark, and we're still 0-0, Chris Sutton.
It's a massive sigh of relief. The stadium has erupted, all the German three stands have. The Danish fans have gone quiet. Listen to this noise. Maybe that's the kick up the backside the Germans needed.
And what a run this is by Musiala. Plays it into the area. It's a poor ball. It was behind Leroy Sané. It's picked up by Raum, left-hand side. Flicks the ball across high, the penalty area, and Havertz picks it up on this right-hand side. Andrich now goes for the curler. Wasn't too far away, but Schmeichel knew that it wasn't creeping inside that top corner, and it's a Denmark goal kick.
You know what, initially, though, Vicki, it was a terrible cross from Musiala, who had got him behind the Danish back line, got to the byline. Leroy Sané was free in the middle of the box, and the ball from Musiala was pulled back too far behind Sané. Chance gone.
Well, we've got a VAR check, a potential penalty, potential handball, and Michael Oliver is already coming to the screen. Well, Rudiger is saying it was a handball. There were some appeals from the Germany players as that cross came in from Musiala. So are Germany about to be given a penalty moments after Denmark have had a goal ruled out at the other end for offside? Chris Sutton, I don't really know what else can happen in this game. It seems like we've had everything.
No. Well, Michael Oliver having a good look. I've not seen the incident on the monitor yet, but this is going to be awarded. It's Joachim Andersen. Cross from the left-hand side, it's round, but his hand is up and away from his body. I'm pretty certain this is going to... It's the slightest of touches. The fact that his arm is up and outstretched, out of his silhouette. I think this will be awarded as a penalty.
Here we go. Michael Oliver points to the spot. Agonising for Joachim Andersen. He thought he'd scored at the other end. He saw that goal ruled out, and now he's conceded a penalty seconds later. And Germany have the chance, having thought they'd fallen behind, to take the lead in this last 16 tie from the spot.
Blimey, I mean that's not a fairy tale for Andersen. Far from it. What an incredible minute or two for him. I thought that was the correct decision, Vicki, because of the position of his arm. Now here's the pressure. Kai Havertz or Nicholas Füllkrug before the game. All the talk. Kai Havertz scored against Scotland from the penalty spot.
Kai Havertz went down the middle from the spot against Scotland. As Chris Sutton says, so much talk about whether this man should have started ahead of Nicholas Füllkrug, who's been their super sub. Havertz has the chance to be the hero in the second half here against Denmark to give Germany the lead. It's Havertz against Schmeichel, stuttering run up into the bottom corner. Cool as you like from Kai Havertz. It's a fabulous penalty. And Germany, from falling agonisingly behind, see that goal at the other end chalked off. Seconds later, they have the lead against Denmark from the penalty spot, and it's that man who was the focus of all the discussion before the game, Kai Havertz.
I tell you what, it's a brilliant penalty because Schmeichel goes the right way. I think it may actually just go in off the inside of the post. It's perfection. Schmeichel flinging himself to his left-hand side, can't get it, but the accuracy goes into the side netting. All the talk about Havertz before the game. And he pops Germany in front. Cool as you like. Cool from Kai.
And as if to rub salt into the wounds, we have just seen a replay of that disallowed Denmark goal as Manuel Neuer takes a touch, but the whistle's already gone. I thought, goodness me, what's he doing there? But the whistle has already gone from Michael Oliver. It's free kick to Germany midway through their own half. So the offside was against Thomas Delaney, who then played it forward to Joachim Andersen, who wasn't offside from the initial ball forward, but Delaney was by a toe, by a big toe, and that is why Denmark's goal was ruled out. What a 60 seconds for Joachim Andersen. I mean, we've said during this game, Chris Sutton, neither of us have experienced the weather and the thunder and lightning in the game for stopping so long. I'm not sure Joachim Andersen will have gone from the heights of joy to the depths of despair in 60 seconds on a football match like that.
Yep. Well, gone from triumph to disaster. This has been an amazing game, hasn't it? And it's not over yet.
That's what Denmark must believe now as the ball goes over the top. We've got plenty of time to play. There is plenty of time for more drama in what has been a bizarre, a remarkable, and ultimately a very enjoyable game here in Dortmund as Neuer takes a touch, closed down by Haaland inside his own 6-yard box as Germany work it out to the left-hand side, and the ball is played forwards, bounces out of play for a Denmark throw deep in German territory.
And they're going to be brave, aren't they, Denmark? They have to be brave and go for this, but we know that Germany, they'll be brave and pass out from the back and maybe exploit Denmark in the spaces which they leave.
The rain is starting to fall again, but it's light drizzle as the ball is into the penalty area, cleared away by Andrich for Germany. Wins the first header and then wins the second as well. And the free kick has gone the way of Germany. Andrich going down. A yellow card has been brandished over on the far side to Joachim Andersen for descent, so that extends his topsy-turvy 5 minutes. Wasn't he who committed the foul, but Andrich clearly in a bit of pain here. He's still down outside the penalty area, and Michael Oliver is gesturing the Germany medical team on, and Tony Kroos is over there as well, and he's asking them to come a little bit more quickly. That is a really painful clash of heads. We've just seen a rerun. It's with Barr as well, and Andrich, that is really painful.
Yep, I mean, that's just seeing it in slow motion. Alexander Barr and Andrich are a little bit late with that. Barr is okay. Andrich, the enforcer, Tony Kroos' bodyguard, really. Nagelsmann likes him in that midfield alongside Kroos to give them balance. Fiery character. And Nagelsmann will want to see him back on his feet, which he is.
As we just see another rerun of Joachim Andersen's hero to villain, 60 seconds.
I've got to say, I think it's a really daft move for him to actually raise his arm in the manner in which he does do. It may only be the slightest of touches, but I think that's the correct decision.
We're just seeing here as well that we're hearing that yellow card was given to Alexander Barr for the challenge. It looked as though it had been brandished for Joachim Andersen, who had been complaining about it, but that's what we're being told by UEFA. So Barr into the book, and Andersen still not on a yellow card, and just has that goal ruled out and penalty conceded seconds later to try and put out of his mind as Denmark win a free kick midway through the Germany half. Is a challenge though, isn't it, for these players? You know, so much has gone on in this game, and then for Denmark as well to go from the heights to the depths so quickly. They're coming forward down this right-hand side, but they've lost possession, and Germany will play it forward. Here is Kai Havertz, receives the ball back. Oh, that's a brilliant touch. Havertz in on goal here. Havertz for Germany, second, and he sticked it wide on the angle. And now Leroy Sané, who toppled as Havertz shot, is screaming for a penalty from Michael Oliver. And the drama just keeps coming in Dortmund. Havertz, having put Germany ahead from the spot, misses an absolute sitter.
I've got to say, though, the skill, the take from Havertz initially, the ball pass from Rom in and around the halfway line, takes it brilliantly past Andersen, goes through, and he lifts it over Schmeichel. We think it's going to nestle, and it goes agonisingly past the far post. More words there from Michael Oliver. I don't know which bench he was talking to. I think it was the German bench. There was a foul, was it on Sané? But I think the trip actually occurred outside the box anyway. Wouldn't have been a penalty.
Yes, it looks as though one of Julian Nagelsmann's backroom staff has been booked. But goodness, does that as well as Schmeichel has it inside his own 6-yard box, and it's still 1-0 to Germany, and we played 59 minutes, and once again the German fans raise their voice inside the stadium here in Dortmund. And the whistle goes as Denmark concede a free kick. Their frustrations are really boiling over here now, and that will be a yellow card brandished again by Michael Oliver. They've just got to keep a lid on this Denmark. Joachim Mæhle going into the book for dissent. But in terms of Havertz, does that almost sum up the debate around him? That brilliant penalty, as you said, absolutely in the corner, under a lot of pressure because of how well Füllkrug's done coming off the bench. But then, that is such a good chance for 2-0, isn't it?
But the way he actually created the opportunity to take inside his own half to get beyond the Denmark defence was wonderful, but not ruthless enough. It's always been levelled at Havertz.
It was a gorgeous bit of skill and then a woeful finish as Germany send the free kick out to the left-hand side. Denmark get first contact, but Rudiger will allow it to roll out of play for a Germany throw. So, what a night it's been here in Dortmund. What a result Switzerland got earlier against Italy, knocking the defending champions out of the Euros. They could be England's last 8 opponents. England against Slovakia, 5 o'clock tomorrow on 5 Live and BBC Sounds, followed by Spain against Georgia. All the reaction to today's games on the Football Daily. And also you can check out our special Football Daily episode with Frank Lampard as well, in conversation with Mark Chapman about all things England. Here is Kimmich, midway through the Danish half. Germany leading by a goal to nil. As Kimmich is robbed of the ball, but Delaney can't retain possession, and it's sent forward once more now by Havertz, and then Sane, terrible touch, and sends it straight to Christensen, who plays it to Christian Eriksen, and then Eriksen allows the ball to roll past him and whips it out to the right-hand side, cleared away by David Raum, flicked on by Musiala. And Højbjerg picks it up, good sliding interception by Jamal Musiala. Will roll out of play, but again, listen to the reaction around here in Dortmund as we look away to the stand to our left, that huge single bank stand that usually is the yellow wall of Borussia Dortmund, but is clad with white shirt wearing German supporters. They appreciated the effort there from Musiala as the ball is picked up by Delaney, and confirmation that it was Nagelsmann who picked up that yellow card that was brandished towards the German bench. So both managers have been booked because this is turning into a feisty encounter as Denmark come down the right-hand side. Brilliant run, brilliant sliding clearance right at the end by Nico Schlotterbeck. Ball's out of play for a Denmark throw. Tell you what, this isn't over, Chris Sutton.
It's not. It's good run, good step over from Olsen. Went past Raum easily. Schlotterbeck got round.
Here comes Christian Eriksen. He's dispossessed just outside the penalty area. Wanted a free kick there from Michael Oliver, but nothing doing. And here goes Jamal Musiala, held up by two red shirts in Barr and Anderson on the halfway line. But Musiala's done really well to initially keep hold of possession, but then Højbjerg of Tottenham comes back and dispossesses Jamal Musiala, and Denmark have it once more on the right-hand side.
Here's Füllkrug. He's stripped, ready to come on. So was Emre Can.
Yep, 62 minutes. I think I might win with that prediction, Chris Sutton, but we'll let that go as ball goes out of play. Unwisely let go by Mæhle. And the throw to Germany, they've taken it quickly, and the flag stays down for now as Havertz is into the penalty area, right-hand side, checks back, looking for support. Sane's there, and he's sent it wide as well. And the blushers are spared by the flag going up, but I'm not sure we can even say that they're spared, because Leroy Sané has done exactly what Kai Havertz did minutes ago, and he's dragged it wide. Yes, OK, all right, that time it was going to be offside, but Germany can't keep missing chances like this.
Well, they can't, but Havertz has gone too early. I think that's where players and managers will get really frustrated with the assistants, because that was a clear offside. Should have flagged earlier. You're right about Zane not taking the chance. Golden opportunity missed. Wouldn't have mattered anyway.
So here we go. Here is the double change. There is the roar for Niklas Füllkrug. Emre Can and Niklas Füllkrug are on, and Ilkay Gundogan and Robert Andrich are off. 64 minutes exactly. What did you tell me? You told me to go for 66.
You're a
I'm never listening
genius.
to you again. Never, ever. There's the motto. Never listen to Chris Sutton.
Yeah, especially my predictions.
That's true. What was your Italy scoreline from earlier?
Even the greats get them wrong sometimes, Vicki.
OK, so Mæhle in possession for Denmark, approaching the midway point of this second half here in Dortmund, and it's Germany who lead, the hosts, by a goal to nil, looking to reach the quarterfinals of a major tournament for the first time since Euro 2016. It's been heartbreak and disappointment at the last three. Are they going to shake that off? And what can Füllkrug do? Well, his first effort is to slip and lose possession.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like Germany with the substitutions now go 4-4-2. Füllkrug up top alongside Kai Havertz.
And that is the other question, isn't it? As Denmark have the ball inside their own half, do you think about starting them together? Is it as straightforward as a starting swap for one or the other? Let's see if Niklas Füllkrug can further underline his reputation for being the super sub. If he does score, he will equal the record for the most goals scored by a substitute at a Euros, as Christian Eriksen has it for Denmark, who is still in this game. Højbjerg, Højlund, straight at Neuer, and a very wise header back indeed from Kimmich, who sends it back to Germany's number one. What a chance that was for Manchester United's Rasmus Højlund.
Do you know what? He lets the ball come across his body beautifully on the edge of the box. Kimmich is behind him, he can't foul him. There'd be a penalty. Takes a wonderful first touch with his left foot, and then on his left foot, just fires the shot straight at Neuer. That's a huge opportunity from Højlund. He should be doing much better there. Certainly making Neuer work harder than that. That was straight at him.
Here is Havertz dropping deep on the halfway line, sent forward by Christensen, and now out to Mæhle on this left-hand side. Germany 1, Denmark 0. Well, he took a long time to get going at Manchester United, didn't he, this season? The 21-year-old, but in the end bagged 16 goals, youngest player to score in 6 Premier League games running. He's missed a big chance there. What could his counterpart, number 9, Niklas Füllkrug, do at the other end for Germany? He sent it back to Toni Kroos, and Musiala has it now, and Kroos sprays the pass out to this right-hand side, and Kimmich, who's taken the armband as Gundogan's gone off, works it via Emre Can, the former Liverpool man, to Toni Kroos once more. Here is Can, central position, right-hand side, and now Sane to Kimmich. A few jeers and whistles from the Danish fans, who are now behind the goal that Denmark are defending. Germany playing from left to right in this second half in the white shirts and shorts with the red, black and yellow trim, and the white socks. Denmark all in red. Denmark trailing by a goal to nil. Havertz's penalty, but they've missed big chances since then, both sides, which will prove to be the more costly. Here is Can, right-hand side. Germany happy just to have a little bit of possession at the moment, and Kimmich will send it back to Toni Kroos as producer Rob takes the towel off the kit once and for all. I think we are now safe from the weather. If you're just joining us, this is why we're only midway through the second half. 24-minute stoppage in the first half for thunder, lightning and hail. As Musiala storms forward for Germany into the penalty area. Musiala! Magnificent Musiala does it once again for Germany. Beautiful curler after a fabulous run into the bottom corner, and Germany are on the brink of their first quarter-final at a major tournament since 2016. Germany 2, Denmark 0.
The finish is absolutely brilliant, and Germany just kept possession. They actually go back to Neuer, and I think it's Schlotterbeck who plays a long ball into the left-hand channel. I just wonder, Kasper Schmeichel initially goes for the ball, but then he decides against it, he retreats. I think Schmeichel misjudges that. Musiala composes himself brilliantly, has a little look, left-hand side of the box, and bends the ball past Schmeichel into the far side netting. No chance for Schmeichel as he sets himself. Nagelsmann steams down the touchline. They've still got work to do, but the Germans demand shaft to where they want to be.
Well, he said, Nagelsmann, about Musiala at this tournament as Denmark get us underway again. The hope that Germany have for him should not overwhelm him, it should make him proud. And my word, he is making Germany proud at these Euros. His third goal of the tournament. Havertz had missed a chance very similar. Sane, although offside, had missed a chance very similar. No mistake from Musiala, and that feels like a big goal in the context of this tie.
And you go back to probably a minute earlier, Højlund, chance on the edge of the box, didn't take it.
Would have made it 1-1. Instead, Denmark are 2-0 down, and the momentum shifts that they have had to endure are a real test of their mental strength in this game. They thought they were a goal ahead. It was ruled out for offside. Seconds later, Joachim Andersen, who'd scored that goal, conceded a penalty, and Germany took the lead. Denmark have made 2 changes in the aftermath of that goal. Skov Olsen and Delaney have come off. Youssef Yarari Poulsen and Christian Norgard of Brentford have come on, but Germany really with the momentum now as Rudiger sends it forward. Füllkrug will nod it into the penalty area, and almost with that outstretched right boot got there ahead of Kasper Schmeichel, who was waiting for the bounce. It was the right decision in the end for Denmark's number 1, and he does gather as Denmark come forward now with Christian Eriksen just outside the centre circle, out to the left-hand side, and Mæhle in field now to Højbjerg, and now Norgard. And Vestergaard has stepped up into the Germany half. Germany 2, Denmark 0 into the final 20 minutes here on 5 Live and BBC Sounds. As Eriksen, beautiful ball into the area, just had too much on it for Højlund, and Neuer comes and claims to a claim.
Yep, Eriksen just drifting off his defender, coming short and trying to play a ball round the corner to Højlund, who had made the run, but Neuer alert, as ever. I'm glad you told me about the substitutions.
Well, do you know what it was? I suddenly looked up and saw, hang on, number 15, that's Christian Norgard. He's not been on yet. So, helpfully, we have a little monitor here because we were all completely caught up in the magnificence of Musiala. Denmark took us a little by surprise. But yes, those are the changes. That's what I'm here for, Chris.
I think I'll sleep well tonight. I mean, what a mad game this has been.
It's had everything, and when I say everything, I mean everything. The weather stoppage in the first half, hailstones, thunder, lightning. Denmark thought they'd taken the lead, then a penalty for Germany seconds later, then Højlund with that huge chance, and then Musiala coming to the fore once more. And I'm only going to say this once in this commentary, the former England youth international, Jamal Musiala, as Neuer has it. Well, it's context, isn't it?
That's poor from you, Vicki.
Here goes Kai Havertz down the right-hand side as the fans in front of us raise their voices once more as Havertz checks. But they don't need to push it now, Germany. They don't need to force it. That second goal has felt so key, scored by this man, Jamal Musiala. Still time for Denmark, 18 minutes of it, but they're defending their own penalty area at the moment here on 5 Live and BBC Sounds as Emre Can approaches the box, out to the right-hand side, and Leroy Sané. They have the white shirts waiting in the centre. Havertz is in there, Füllkrug as well, tugging at the shirt of Anderson, who'd just given him a big push as Kroos slides it in. Havertz back stays down for now, and then goes up, and Chris Sutton, you've called it again.
Yeah, it's a lovely pass from Toni Kroos, shaped up to shoot from 25 yards right-hand side of the box, and slid a pass into Kai Havertz, who's caused the Danish back line a lot of problems. Yes, his missed opportunities, but his running in behind, stretching that Danish back line has been so important for this German team. And listen to this noise.
They know that with 17 minutes plus added time to play, they're heading for the last 16, Germany, unless there is to be a late Danish fight back. But Germany have it. Leroy Sané down in the corner, plays it back to Joshua Kimmich, and Can has it now, central position, 30 yards out, but Germany very happy to pass it around. And can you see the belief draining out of Denmark here?
Yeah, a little bit. I think Emre Can has been a good substitution on the ball now, but just popping the ball around, and Kimmich has stepped into midfield, a position where you know he can play well, really controlling that area.
Down the left-hand side goes Jamal Musiala, plenty of white shirts waiting in the centre. It's good defending by Anderson. And out to the right-hand side goes Yusuf Jurari Poulsen as Denmark look to get a goal back. But every challenge, every interception is going to be roared to the rafters here in Dortmund now. Nico Schlotterbeck sliding in, goes out of play for a Denmark throw.
And Poulsen has drifted out to that right-hand side. He's an adaptable player. He plays a central striker. He needs to make something happen. Denmark need something to happen. Their main man Eriksen on the ball.
And he dinks it forward, looking for the run of Jurari Poulsen. Schlotterbeck's there, but this time slips, gets himself in a muddle. And it's a Denmark corner. They need a goal quickly. They're 2-0 down. 15 minutes to play, and as we say, goal scoring has been an issue for them over the past couple of years. It's been a weakness. They've had the ball in the back of the net. They thought they'd gone ahead in this second half, ruled out for offside by the big toe of Thomas Delaney. Anderson scoring, conceded from a penalty at the other end. Musiala's made it too. What can Denmark do from this corner? It's Eriksen to send it in. Edge of the 6-yard box is cleared away by Germany. Højbjerg wins the header on the corner of the penalty area, right-hand side, gets it back from Eriksen, lifts the ball in, and it's over the head of everybody. Or was it? No, it wasn't over the head of Füllkrug, and it's going to be a Danish corner.
Yep. It was Vestergaard. He's huge, isn't he? Giant Danish centre-back at the far post. Füllkrug getting a flick.
So Christian Eriksen over to this near side. Every single time Jørgen Andersen's anywhere near play, the camera just goes straight to him. He's been the man at the heart of it for Denmark, from hero to villain in 60 seconds. There's Michael Oliver inside the penalty area, just spots a little bit of pushing and shoving, and Christian Eriksen is going to have to wait to take this corner as Joshua Kimmich is called over. Vestergaard as well. Vestergaard has just shoulder barged Kimmich, who's then bundled into the back of Rasmus Højlund. Vestergaard's being told off here by Michael Oliver, but no further punishment, and I'm sure that battle will ensue imminently as Eriksson swings it into the crowded 6-yard box. Denmark can't make the most of it. Germany get first contact. It's another corner. Well, they're building up the pressure of the set pieces, and they're about to make a triple change. Denmark, Jonas Wind, Mikael Damsgaard, and Jakob Brun Larsen preparing to come on. The triple final roll of the dice from Kasper Hjulmand as Eriksson swings the corner in once again, and it's cleared away by Kai Havertz. And Højbjerg will send it all the way back to Kasper Schmeichel. Germany 2, Denmark 0, 13 minutes plus added time to play. Chris Sutton.
Yep, Denmark need to find something. Going to throw bodies forward and gamble now, but that leaves them really susceptible to the Germans on the break, but they've gone for broke with it. 3 subs.
Here is Højbjerg. They're waiting to come on that triple substitution as Denmark win the ball back after Germany clear, and Mæhle has it and sends it out to the right-hand side, and Joachim Andersen. Good ball dink forward, looking for the run of Rasmus Højlund, who's on the spin inside the penalty area, well covered at the back by Schlotterbeck, but it's picked up by Mæhle. He might fancy his luck here. Rudiger comes and absolutely launches that ball away. He's gone down. Was he caught on the follow through? Germany are appealing for the free kick. Michael Oliver is going to go and check that Rudiger's all right. And I think, and Tony Kroos is saying to the medical staff, don't come on. So, but the medical staff has just had to do a little swerve because he's come onto the pitch. Then he's not going to go anywhere near Rudiger because Kroos is desperate for him not to come off. So he's just had to kind of do a little change of angle.
With Rudiger.
Yeah.
There was no foul. He actually cleared the ball, read it brilliantly. But I think I counted 3 rolls. I can count to 3. Cleared the ball and went down, back on his feet. I mean, he's a brilliant defender, but OTT there. He's better than that.
Yeah, and Michael Oliver agrees. It's a throw to Denmark. I thought he was going to let the change happen there, but maybe, Kasper Hjulmand looks a little perplexed on the touchline, or maybe it's that Denmark have said, look, we're not going to bring them on just yet. They certainly had the time to. Germany preparing a double change as well. Incidentally, Benjamin Hendrich and Florian Wirtz coming on to try and see out this 2-goal victory. They've won possession midway through their own half. Michael Oliver plays advantage as they work it up towards the halfway line. And Kimmich will, either clear, go for goal, take your pick. It's straight to Schmeichel and he plays out from the back.
Yeah, I think he thought there was going to be a tackle on him there and went through with almighty force with his right boot. Hammered the ball down to Schmeichel, and Denmark building from the back. Again, they need that moment of brilliance to get them back in this game. They need something quickly.
It was a fairy tale when they beat Germany in the final of Euro 1992. That's the only major trophy they've won. It would be a fairy tale finish if they're to get out of this, as Musiala, who scored Germany's second, loses the ball on halfway. Still 5 players waiting to come on. So Chris, you're going to have to talk through all these substitutions when they make them, as Chris Mæhle, as Joachim Mæhle won't keep that ball in. Right, so I'm going to get my stickers out. Let's go with this first one first.
That's Alexander Bár who's coming off for Denmark.
Yeah, so Bár is making way. And the thing is, there's numbers being held up, and because there's 5 players on, I don't think, and we're not quite sure whether it's the German players or the Danish players that are coming off, and I don't think Alexander Bár is sure either. He's come over and he's saying, hang on, is it me? One player that's definitely coming off is Jamal Musiala, and Chris, just talk to us about that finish again that has put Germany 2-0 up in the second half.
Well, that crucial second goal to give the Germans breathing space. He took it so well. Left-hand channel. Don't think he's had his best night on that left-hand side, but when he did get his opportunity, he took it. Confident finish. Florian Wirtz coming on in his place, and David Raum is often Heinrichs.
Yeah, Benjamin Henrich. Yeah, first appearance for him in a major tournament, 27 years of age. And here comes this triple change for Denmark. Christensen, Eriksson and Højlund off. Brun Larsen, Damsgaard and Vind on. Now Damsgaard, let's just pick him out, the Brentford man. He hasn't scored for club or country since netting that quite sumptuous free kick against England in the semi-finals of the Euros just under 3 years ago. He was so good in that tournament. He struggled with injury since as Eriksson plays the ball forward. Well, he's still on the pitch, Eriksson. That's flashed up that he's gone off there, but he's not. He's still on the pitch, and I thought that's going to be quite surprising. So we'll work out who's gone off. It's not Christian Eriksson. And out to this.
And unless they've got 12.
Do you know what? I think here UEFA have got so confused about those numbers. We're going to round up the Danish substitutions in a moment because
I'm with you. The 10 definitely went up.
They're not correct. But that was for Germany. That's what's happened. They put it down as Eriksson and not Musiala, as Eriksson is on the pitch and is on the ball. So out to the right-hand side go Denmark. We will tidy up those substitutions for you because Victor Christensen is on for Denmark, the number 17 as well.
There's no
and they
we.
definitely only made 3 changes.
There's no we in this.
Yeah. Here goes Christian Norgard. Højbjerg drives, couple of ricochets inside the penalty area, cleared away at the back by Germany, and it will roll out of play for a Danish throw as Julian Nagelsmann comes out to the edge of his technical area. And here they go through the substitutions in the stadium. It's Barr who has come off. We told you there was confusion about his substitution. And Victor Christensen has replaced him. As Germany come forward and Füllkrug could be in here. One-on-one with Kasper Schmeichel, and Schmeichel makes the save, and belatedly the flag does go up. Well, what a chance for Nicholas Füllkrug. Could have been offside. We'll have to see the replay.
Whereas Florian
But he
Wirtz,
still missed it.
Takes a touch. I think he is just offside. Didn't need to be. You can look along the line there with Joachim Andersen, and he just needs to hold his run. He missed anyway. Got to say, Schmeichel, another brilliant save from him. He stood big as Füllkrug tried to go across him with the eyes.
So
countered.
Out to the left-hand side is Christian Eriksson and plays it to Victor Christensen, who's come on for Denmark. Norgard is in possession now on the halfway line. And out to the left-hand side, and Christian Eriksson, and now Norgard once more. Denmark trailing by 2-0 as Christensen picks it up. It's a poor ball forward to the edge of the area, and it's cleared away by Henrys for Germany. Little tug of the shirt there by Füllkrug on Vestergaard, but it's not seen by Michael Oliver, and Germany still in possession. Füllkrug then upended on the halfway line, and Denmark will have to defend this. Germany free kick. 6 minutes got out of time to play. Germany 2, Denmark 0. Is there time? Is there a way for Denmark to avoid what is looking more and more inevitable by each passing second? Here goes Havertz approaching the penalty area, well challenged by Vestergaard. He wanted a foul, Havertz. He's not going to get it from Michael Oliver. Jonas Vind picks it up for Denmark and out to the right hand side, and Jakob Brun Larsen will collect it. So yes, Vind, Brun Larsen and Victor Christensen on for Barr, Andreas Christensen and Rasmus Højlund. We got there in the end. I was just double checking to make sure that they're all on the pitch rather than relying on what is usually a very reliable UEFA screen.
I was as confused as UEFA, so you did really well there, Vicki.
To be fair, like we said, the players were confused as well. Alexander Barr came over, then was like, is it me, is it not? And anyway, here we go as we restart with the Germany throw. And again, listen to the noise inside the stadium here in Dortmund. The Germany fans believe they're building something special here at this tournament. And it looks as though they are going to make it through to the last stage of a major competition for the first time since 2016. It was heartbreak 3 years ago at this stage when they lost 2-0 at Wembley to England. But they are going to deal out disappointment to Denmark unless we are to have some more late drama in what has been quite a remarkable game. As the ball is forward, Havertz into the penalty area, couldn't control, and Schmeichel comes out and gathers on the edge of his 6-yard box.
His movement, I've got to say, Kai Havertz, missed chances, yes, but his movement actually has been pretty sensational for Germany this evening.
Scored the penalty that made it 1-0. Missed a huge chance after that as the ball is cleared away by Andersen.
But he is such an intelligent player and has made runs in behind the Danish back line. And then just in his new position, just playing in and around Nicholas Füllkrug. So clever there, the positions he picks up and takes.
Denmark in possession in the centre circle as a Mexican wave, the first one of the night, ripples around the stadium here in Dortmund. Here is Victor Christensen down the left-hand side as the Mexican wave makes its way past him. Now Jakob Larsen plays the ball into the area. It's cleared away by Rudiger and will be brought down by Fulkrug, who can only play it to Joachim Andersen. And now Brun Larsen has it once more. Down the left-hand side he goes, pursued by Fulkrug. Good interception on the edge of the penalty area by Germany, but Victor Christensen has it once more out on the left-hand side, but huge boos because the flag's gone up. And Germany have a free kick, and now it's Joshua Kimmich who's taken the armbands after Gundogan's gone off, that now raises both arms in the air and says, come on, stop taking Mexican waves, just shout, just chant. We need you to help us get over the line here. But in truth, Germany looked comfortable and Denmark looked done.
And another substitution.
It's only one this time, that's fine. Valdemar Anton on, Leroy Sané off, and I think Chris Sutton, we got that right.
Yeah, let's see how the Germans are going to set up now. Looks like they go with 3 centre-halves just to see this one through.
That's all they need to do. See it through. Leading as they are by 2-0. As Norgard sends it forward. Jakob Brun Larsen, who clatters into Michael Oliver, who got up pretty quickly. That's good footwork there from Oliver. And now Germany bringing it forwards. Wirtz has it on the edge of the penalty area. Bit of a swing and a miss by Victor Christensen trying to dispossess him. And now the Germany fans all around us as their team still in possession with Emre Can. Rise around us and begin to clap and sing and raise their voices once more. One fan away to our right is whirling his Germany scarf, the red, black and yellow, round and round above his head, because Germany are on the brink of the quarterfinals at a major tournament for the first time since 2016. And their momentum continues to grow as the host nation at this tournament. Out to the right-hand side goes Kimmich. Lovely ball to find Wirtz on the edge of the centre circle. And they play it out to the left-hand side. And Henrys will get onto it for Germany. And Denmark now are looking tired. There is an air of defeat about them as Henrys goes for glory and instead finds that wall of red and white clad Denmark fans behind the goal. Germany still lead by 2-0 and we've got 60 seconds plus added time to play.
I've got to say, Joshua Kimmich in that right back role for Germany, some of his passing has been sensational this evening. All ended up on that left hand side. Henrys in on his right foot, high, wide over the bar, but it's about belief, isn't it? You listen to this German crowd now.
And they're coming down the right hand side. Here is Kai Havertz, plays it to the edge of the box, and Wirtz straight at Schmeichel.
And he's not been frightened to use his substitutions, has he, Nagelsmann, in this tournament? I think it's 5 subs every game. We must be up to 5 now, Vicki.
Yeah, we are 5 for each as Denmark come down the right-hand side. Jurari Poulsen sends the ball into the area. Rudiger on the stretch, clears the ball away. He was a big doubt for this game with a hamstring issue. He's put in a big performance.
Hamstrings looked okay, isn't it, this evening? Oh, he's absolutely crucial to that German back line. 2 centre-halves, they've got 3 centre-halves now, but they have to be able to defend the German centre-backs in those 1v1 situations. That means you've got to be quick, strong, read the game well.
Yeah, they've matched Denmark up in formation, as Chris Sutton says there, in these final few moments, going 3 at the back, Germany. As Emre Can has it, and again the German flags begin to wave around us, the black, red and yellow, because Germany sense that they're building something special at these Euros. Kimmich has it and sends it back to Havertz. A quarter-final will await against either Spain or Georgia in Stuttgart on Friday. And I tell you what, that could be a tasty matchup indeed. We've got commentary of Spain-Georgia on 5 Live and BBC Sound tomorrow evening as Wirtz into the area. Germany to wrap it up. Czechs dinks it in! And they do wrap it up, but no, they don't. The flag is up on this near
He
side.
loves a late flag.
He does, doesn't he? He loves the drama, the assistant on this near side. Joachim Mæhle was sliding in, trying to clear it, couldn't do so, got himself in a tangle with the net. And there is to be no third goal for Florian Wirtz.
There's offside, I think, initially from the clearance from Neuer, but then again, his full crook put him through. I've got to say, the finish, the way he sat down Kasper Schmeichel was pretty sensational.
Yeah, it is interesting this. I was just thinking, Michael Oliver is just telling Kasper Schmeichel to wait, because the question is, was Wirtz the guilty man initially, but he doesn't touch it until it's played to him, so they are going to be having a look at this. So there is a pause here. This could be a third goal for Germany.
Finishes it brilliantly when he goes through. I thought he initially, when Füllkrug knocks the ball through to him, it was close. I thought he looked just off, but they are checking this.
Yeah, he's on. This is potentially complicated because he's offside from the initial ball. He's in an offside position. Then the ball is played to him. But has he actually got involved by? Yeah. Was he back on side also? But was he also getting involved by making a movement towards the ball that impeded the player that was trying to stop Füllkrug? So this is where offside. In some ways it's so simple. In some ways it's so complicated and subjective. So they are having a long look at this VAR. It might be another goal for Germany. It's surely anyway going to be Germany through to the quarter-finals, and the arm is in the air, and eventually we got there, and Kasper Schmeichel can launch this long. Boos all around the stadium, but they're going to turn to cheers very shortly as Denmark send it forward. Vestergaard now is playing as a centre forward for Denmark. As the ball goes out of play, it will be a Denmark corner, and I'll tell you what, Chris Sutton, if they score here as we're into 5 minutes of added time, maybe, just maybe,
now or never.
Christian Eriksen over to this near side to take this corner for Denmark. It's swung in, it fizzes all the way across the penalty area and bounces out, and Wirtz will send it out to this right hand side, and Henrich is bursting forward. He tried to find Wirtz, but Mæhle is there and intercepts for Denmark, and Denmark will bring it forward once again. But we've played 3 minutes of the minimum 5 added on. There'll be more time, a little bit more of it, because of that VAR check. But Chris Sutton, Germany are as good as through.
Yep, they are, and they've been pushed by this Danish team. I think they deserve to go through the amount of chances they've had. But Denmark have given them a real game.
They might get one more chance here. Vestergaard again playing up front. Slides in and tries to win that ball, and Rudiger's made the interception, and he celebrated that like he scored a goal. And I know, Chris Sutton, that's not always your favourite thing, but is he entitled to do the double fist pump there?
I'm not going to argue with Antonio Rudiger.
Ever. Out to the right-hand side for this corner for Denmark. It's swung in, it's flicked on by Norgard. They're trying to latch onto it, but they can't do so, and Germany will play it forward again and again. Denmark so open as they push to get a goal back in these dying stages. Wirtz has it, tries to slide it through, and he's done so, and here is Havertz to send Germany through in style. It's a brilliant save by Schmeichel. That was a better effort from Havertz, but he has to go down as another chance missed. Schmeichel, though, the save was outstanding.
Yeah, Wirtz does brilliantly. Drives with the ball inside the Danish half, feeds the ball out to Havertz. 1, 2, 3 touches. Should hit the far corner. It's too close to Schmeichel, and that's when it's useful, Vicki, to have a big toe. Schmeichel's left big toe gets it round the post. Havertz should have had another goal.
So corner to Germany from this near side, but their fans are already celebrating. One lone Danish scarf is waved forlornly as Germany take the corner short, and it's cleared away by Christensen. Rudiger's underneath it on the halfway line, heads it away from Jonas Vinds. Big up and under from Schlotterbeck as Denmark pick it up once more, and Norgard sends it out to the left-hand side, and Jakob Brun Larsen, Burnley's top scorer this season on loan there, whips it out to the right-hand side. It's a great delivery. Mæhle's up there, dinks it back across, and Neuer's there, and safe hands from Manuel Neuer, and that is roared around this stadium here in Dortmund.
Yep, and he looks at Michael Oliver, doesn't he, Neuer? Points to his wrist, says, why aren't you blowing up, Michael? He's had a good game though, hasn't he?
Good challenge by Victor Christensen, dispossessing Florian Wirtz, who is desperate to get this goal, having come off the bench and seen one ruled out for an offside, as Mæhle has it over on the right-hand side. We've played over the minimum 5 minutes, a little bit more time because of that VAR check to rule out that third Germany goal, but they lead by 2-0. They are heading through for a quarter-final match-up with either Spain or Georgia, as Michael Oliver looks at his watch. There will be time for one last Danish throw, but that is it. For the first time in 8 years, Germany are through to the quarterfinals of a major tournament. It's delight for them in Dortmund. It's disappointment for Denmark. And once again, we have to praise the magic of Musiala. 2-0 they win. They're through to the quarterfinals. Chris Sutton.
Mannschaft, they got the job done, didn't they? Deservedly so. But they did have to work for it. We had that great drama. Well, we had a lot of drama all evening. Big storm which stopped the game in the first half. But in the second half, Anderson thought it put the Danes ahead. Goal disallowed. And at the other end, he gives away a penalty. Havertz, as cool as you like, from the spot. And then Musiala getting the second. Germany had a bit of breathing space. Wonderful finish from Musiala. Saw the game out very, very well. And they roll on, the Germans. Big win for them in this magnificent stadium. And listen to this.
They're bouncing away to our left. They're bouncing in front of us. They're bouncing behind us. The 3/4 of this stadium here in Dortmund that is absolutely packed with Germany fans as their players now go through the post-match handshakes with Denmark. And you know, we touched on it there. There has been so much drama in this game, so many turning points. Denmark will look at this match and think, all right, Germany were the better side. They had more possession, they had more chances, but there were key moments in this game that had they gone our way, had Thomas Delaney's foot just been half an inch further back, they would have been 1-0 up rather than going down the other end and conceding a penalty with the same man, Joachim Andersen, who just thought he'd scored at the other end.
Absolutely. There'll be moments that all the Danish players will look back on and think, blimey, maybe it just wasn't meant to be this evening. But from the German perspective, really interesting. This game, important win, will give the German fans real belief again that they can go on in this tournament and run anybody close.
The last time they hosted a major tournament, Germany, was back in 2006. It ended agonisingly here in this stadium with an extra time semi-final loss to Italy. But here in this stadium, Germany have underlined that they are a real threat and they mean real business at this tournament here under Julian Nagelsmann. 2006 became known as the Summarised, the fairy tale summer. Is there to be a fairy tale for Germany when it comes to its conclusion in July? They're through to the quarterfinals. They've banished the disappointment of previous major tournaments. And Denmark are out. It finishes Germany 2, Denmark 0 in Dortmund.
Right, we are going to have a gas about this for about 12 or 13 minutes. Then Tony Livesey's going to take over on 5 Live. So we've got Vicki and Chris in the stadium. I'm live in Berlin. Rob Huth, former Germany defender, is with us as well. I just saw, actually, Rob, there was a German fan there with a sign which said, "No Deutschland, no party. Thanks Scotland, but we'll take over now." And they did.
That's a good sign, yeah. I mean, the atmosphere looked amazing from here. And the game really, really brought the best out of the crowd. Maybe we need a bit more lightning and thunderstruck for the game to be as good. Very turbulent game. On a knife's edge, could have gone either way. All the big decisions went in our favour, really. So pleased with that. On to the next one.
It's weird, Rob, because there is part of me that's watched that game and thought, OK, Germany have won, but they did give up a lot of chances to Denmark in big moments. But at the same time, there's part of me that thinks, but for Kasper Schmeichel, that could have been 5-0.
Yeah, I always think the further you go in these tournaments, the more chances you give to other teams, the more likely you are, likely to concede. First up when Schlotterbeck gave the ball away in his own box, and I think it was Højlund who missed that chance. Similar in the second half where he hit the ball straight at Manuel Neuer. If these balls goes in, it's a different game for us. And but like you said, on the other side, we look in threat going forward. I thought Sane was excellent today. Musiala was good. Havertz with his movement caused all sorts of problems. So we just need to find the right kind of balance between being, exciting going forward. But yeah, you were spot on. We, in my opinion, we gave away too many opportunities for Denmark.
Chris, you were leaning heavily on the old Hans Christian Andersen fairy tale before. Let me give you a little story. In a parallel universe where VAR doesn't exist, Joachim Andersen's goal when his teammate was offside by a boot end stands, and then he doesn't get a penalty given against him via Snicko, and Denmark go through the quarter-finals.
Yes. I mean, what an awful couple of minutes for him, really. The joy, the triumph. I mean, his finish was brilliant, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You know, for Denmark, Højlund didn't have his shooting boots on, and then at the other end, I've got to say, I don't. You know, looking at it on the monitor, I don't know why he's got his arm up and out away from his body in the position which it is, and it is the slightest of touches, but it does touch his hand, hence why I thought it was the right decision. But yeah, it's a real sickener for him and the Danish players. I've got to say, on the night, I think the better team won. Germany did have more chances, and you know, Havertz does so many great things. That's such a great debate, the Havertz-Füllkrug debate. But Havertz's movement is really important for the German team. But he does miss some easy chances. It goes on that debate, I
think, Chris, actually, doesn't it?
It does what? Sorry.
It'll go on that debate, I think.
I think it will
amongst.
Robert will know better than me. I think it will amongst the German fans, but I think that Havertz is always going to start in Nagelsmann's eyes. But yeah,
I think the penalty settled him down. You know that. You know, you can't say he hasn't scored. You know, I know he scored from a pen and missed a couple of opportunities. I think the second one or the first one where he was through on goal with the keeper, where he tried to chip Kasper. I think the foul on Sane next to him put him off a little bit. I think he in the last minute, it just caught his eye that Sane went over, because he looked like he was going to square it. And then he just had to adjust, and he got it terribly wrong. But like Chris, you've been a striker, you better off having these chances and missing them than not having the chances at all.
No, absolutely. It's about getting in being in the right position. And look, I mean, he must be a confident player to step up and take the penalty and slot it as he did. I've got to say, Schmeichel going the right way as well. It was a brilliant penalty, but he had a couple of other massive opportunities, didn't take them, and that's always been the criticism of him. Hence why we're having the Füllkrug Havertz debate. I think people feel that Füllkrug is a better finisher, and I wouldn't argue with that.
Should it have been a penalty, Rob?
I mean, I watched it. If that was me, I would have been so disappointed. I can see why his arm is in that position, because he is sort of stretching to block the ball, and it's the slightest of touches. I mean, there's no attempt of playing the ball with his hand at all. I just think it's incredibly unlucky for Andersen to be given the penalty.
Sorry, no, I thought you'd finished there, Robert.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, I think this is where we see the difference between different competitions as well, because it's so, in the law, it's basically, is the body unnaturally bigger, and is the movement natural for the position or the movement that the player is doing? Yeah. And UEFA very much focus in their guidance on the distance that the arm is away from the ball, rather than the natural movement of the player. And I can absolutely see why, as a former centre-half, you're thinking, well, of course, his arm is going to be in that position, but in different competitions,
he's so close as well, Vicki.
We just got the slow motion here,
distance as well. Yeah, that again, and it's just an interpretation. Different referees and different competitions interpret the law differently and put a different amount of weight on different aspects of it.
I don't think Andersen could do anything different in that situation.
I do, Rob.
Put his hands behind his back, or?
Well, I don't know why. I don't understand why. Everybody knows what the rules are with regarding penalties. So, I don't want to fall out with you because you're much bigger than me.
No, I just don't know what he's done wrong there. It does kind of feel or look natural to me what he's done with his body.
Let me give you the wording, because it's funny, because I actually thought unnatural silhouette were on the pyramid stage before Coldplay tonight, but that is the phrasing. Thanks, Vicki, at least one laugh. If your body is, if you make an unnatural silhouette, then they're going to give a penalty against you. I would, and we saw a lot of this in the Champions League last season as well. I remember one was given against Harry Maguire in Denmark, I think, ironically, where you look at it and think that's probably not being given in the Premier League. Look, the key thing, Chris, is that the referees and the VARs are doing absolutely nothing wrong, are they? Because if there's a problem, the problem's with the law, not with the decision.
Let's just be clear. Does Rob have to Google what silhouette means? Does he have to Google what cagoule means?
I'll just about know what that means, yeah.
Right.
I don't think there's any way of making Rob Huth's silhouette bigger, to be honest. Right, let's finish with a bit on Jamal Musiala, Rob, shall we? Because if Germany go on and win this tournament, I think we already know who the star of it will be.
Yeah, for sure. And we just got the replay of his goal. His movement was excellent. He sacked Anderson in, he went short and then dropped the shoulder to run in behind him. And the ball from Schlotterbeck, I think it was excellent. I think Kasper hesitated a little bit to come out to get the ball, which allowed Musiala to run onto the ball. But he had one shot, slotted in perfectly, 2-0, gave us a bit of breathing space. The Danes had to come out after that, and we sort of were a bit more in control after the game. But yeah, he's our little bit of magic. I know Vicki mentioned in commentary, he played for England, but we certainly claim him for Germany now.
I can't help but feel though, Chris, and look, Georgia might beat Spain tomorrow. Georgia have been brilliant, who knows? But I'm not sure a performance like we've seen tonight would be good enough to beat Spain.
Well, I don't think, from what we've seen from Spain so far in this tournament, I don't think anybody could touch Spain. But you just don't know. Germany are building momentum. They have. I mean, look at Germany's bench. The fact they brought on Emre Can to give them more control. Florian Wirtz to come on. Host nation. We've seen it all before, haven't we? And they'll be growing in belief the longer this tournament has gone on. I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying, and I tend to.
It's not that simple,
with you,
is it?
But no, I don't think it is. And it's about. The longer you go into a tournament, it's about moments. It's about being ruthless. And just on tonight, Havertz missing opportunities. You go up against a Spain and get one chance, you have to take it, and that's what will be the difference. The longer you move on in a tournament, you get towards the business end. But I wouldn't rule Germany out.
No, absolutely not. Last word on the Danes then, Rob. If there's one player in that Denmark team who'll go to bed tonight and think about what could have been, is it Rasmus Højlund?
Yeah, Højlund, I mean, we just mentioned the opportunities he had in the game, and certainly one in the second half when he got played through and he just hit the ball straight at Neuer. The goal was there to be hit at, and he just got his head down and sort of hit through the ball straight at Neuer. Had he scored that, it would have been a completely different game. But I think the real unlucky guy today has to be Anderson. I mean, he's going to go to bed tonight thinking what he's done wrong. But the Danes give the Germans a tough game, as expected. A little bit of luck, it could have gone the other way, but listen, we take it, we move on, and
yeah. Vielen Dank, Rob. Vielen Dank.
Yeah, thanks everyone. I know
Rob
what
Huth,
cagoule
former
is.
Germany international. Chris, Vicki, thank you.
Thank you very much. Dankeschön.
Cheers, everyone.
Bitteschön. Thank you, everybody. Chris Sutton and Vicki Sparks in Dortmund. Rob Huth, who's been with us.